Hi, my dear.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm exhausted. It's fucking hot.
Hey, Benny. You guys, welcome in. You know the things to do. They're going to make you do it. Oh, crap. I gotta grab my phone charger. Be right back.
Today Lee's live. I told them I had to come here. But he'll be live later, so you guys will see me over there later tonight.
Okay. I have like a bajillion and 12 cords in my laptop bag and I'll get stuck.
Now you can still see half of my message that says, I have arrived.
The only reason I don't like this setup is because my face is behind the comments. Let me try to fix that.
What?
All right, so that's better. I can lower this more.
There you go.
A little better. Could probably go up a little higher, huh?
I could go
The
for
words. The word, Benny. The word.
a little bit, yeah.
One of these backgrounds is such a pain in the ass.
And see, that's why I just. There we go.
That's better.
It's
Now I can come up
better.
behind the comments. There we go.
Now let's see the crash outs that are about to happen.
Yeah.
Me and Darren dealt with a couple earlier today.
Hey, Tania. Oh, yeah, how was that?
These people are fucking something else. Because this guy just started attacking Jaren's intellect and was like yelling, like legit fucking screaming into his phone.
Of course he was.
And I was like, damn. He's just mad because his wife left him and he's like, oh, I'm actually married and my wife is here because my life isn't boring. I don't believe that I just exist and die. And I was like, yeah, she's there all right underneath a fucking tree in her backyard. Dugald being Dugald.
No, not just Dugald.
Oh.
It's my, so I have two friends that rent my spare bedrooms because they can join. They're a couple. So they have 3 dogs of their own, 2 littles and 1 big. And you just heard all of them barking. All of them were barking. But yeah, today we're doing mixed stuff. I know I said I was going to do Tuesday, Thursdays, decon on Tuesdays and politics on Thursdays, but I figured, well, it's the last week of the month. I'm just going to mix it up and do both.
In other words, fuck you guys, I do what I want. Heard.
Right. I'm doing both.
I love it.
What's funny is I realize why MAGA's so mad still, right? Oh, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for the subscription.
Gabby.
Thank you, Gabby. Because they thought that when Trump got elected, we would shut up and go away.
They're the ones fucking crying.
I know, like, but that's my point. That's like, why. That's why they're still crying, because they thought when that won that we would just go away, and because we didn't, and we're still out here and we're getting louder, they're mad about it. Because remember, the biggest complaint was, "This is why Democrats lost. Y'all were too woke. Y'all were too woke. Y'all were trying to force us all into liking men that dress as women," like all kind of bullshit. And it was That's what happened. So now that we're louder about all that stuff, they're pissed because they genuinely thought we would just go away.
Do they not realize that the men in the Bible also wore dresses? I mean, come on now.
Right.
Get it together.
And what kills me too is like they're all surprised and mad that Democrats are now fighting dirty and going to start gerrymandering and stuff.
Oh,
I'm
well.
sorry. Are you mad now the Democrats are actually starting to do what we've been screaming at them to do for fucking years, which is get backbones and fucking fight back?
That part. I've seen it.
Right. So they're also, that's why I'm saying that's why they're mad, because they didn't think that we had teeth. And they didn't think that we would keep saying what is right and what is true.
I mean, you keep poking a dog long enough.
Hit dogs holler, they also bite.
Mm-hmm.
Hit dogs don't just holler, they bite. All right, y'all. Tap and share. Found out that part of the TOS has always been there. They just don't pay attention to it. So I'm going back to tapping and sharing. Forget all that nonsense. Tap and share, y'all. I need it. I've been in a little bit of a shadow banana, as well as there are a bunch of other people on right now. So do it up. Let's try to get as many people in here as possible. I would love to get some decent numbers so we can get some decent combos.
I would actually like a decent conversation rather than a screaming match.
Right. Hey, Lily, are you over 21?
Yes, Dugald, you usually send me live messages or whatever. I had stopped coming because me and one of your atheist friends had got into it, and you kind of like just kind of took her side, which is to be expected, but I get it.
Which person? And what are you talking about?
It was like Kate.
Oh, Kate. What was the issue?
I don't know. We were talking about something LBGT or something like that, and me and her, and you kind of like took her side because I know you guys are always in the lives together, so that's more your crew.
Well, it's not even about that. Usually, she and I agree on a lot of personal issues, like social issues too. So it's not just about her being friends, because I'll call out a friend in a heartbeat. I don't give a fuck if they're wrong. They're wrong.
Yeah.
That's not
well, the thing about me is like sometimes I can find, points on both sides that'll, now this prompt in particular, I don't agree with Christian nationalism, but I just saw you were on live. I just clicked. I didn't know what the prompt was going to be.
Oh, no worries. I appreciate you being here regardless. I'm sorry there was perception of that. I genuinely don't remember the problem or what had happened. I've had a lot of lives probably since then, so I apologize.
That's okay. No problem. Well, I know you want to get some of the Christian nationalists up here, so you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, if a friend is wrong, then they're wrong. If I agreed with it, then I probably found some truth in what she said. I don't remember it, so I apologize if there was nastiness, but we also have to realize that some of these topics we are going to get very passionate about, especially when they're personal to us, like, for example, LGBTQIA issues.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to depend. We're going to get real personal about that.
Ooh, I got bottom.
Yeah, you
Hi, baby
know.
boy.
What's up?
It's my favorite spot to be normally. Oops, I said too much.
I'm not. I will just overshare, so I better just not.
I don't care. I don't care. Carlitos, is there free will? No. Not in Christian worldview, nor mine. Definitely not. No such thing as free will. Doesn't exist. It's a thing people pretend they have, but they don't.
I was just saying earlier on RTP's YouTube that Christian nationalism goes against like the foundations of freedom, like that we as like Americans, or I guess United States Americans, know. I mean, if you think about it, it's just you have a freedom of religion and a freedom from religion. It should not be the national like standard that we go off of.
Right. All right, Bahana. Thanks for coming in.
Can we like support Jewish nationalism in America? I'm okay with that.
I don't know that any nationalism is good, but
no, nationalism is fine.
I'm pretty
Nationalism.
sure that's called Zionism anyway, in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's only Zionism if it's actually.
I'm just saying,
Israel.
if I had to make a choice,
I don't know how that works.
I would lean one way over another.
I do know that if Canada ever strikes back, I'm going to help them.
Yeah. That's a for sure thing.
I'm going to help. Yeah, but I don't know if it's Zionism if it's here in the U.S. I think you have to actually be in Israel for it to be Zionistic, right?
Yeah, I think that's the idea is like return to Zion.
Right. So if it's just here, it's just regular old nationalism, which is still not good. It's still not good.
No nationalism. How about just no nationalism? I mean, patriotism's fine, I think. Nationalism, not so much.
Canada won't need help. They're the reason for the Geneva laws. I mean, I get that, but it doesn't seem to make Donald Trump care much, does it, with all his threats?
I don't even know.
I mean, he still hasn't shelved the Canada, Greenland, and Panama Canal thing. We've just dispersed from it or distracted from it because we've changed like 50 issues because he does something new every fucking day.
I refuse to move on from the list, if you will, just because.
I already told you they've already done what they're going to do with that. Like they're already.
Oh, I know.
They've already muddied the water on that enough that it's deniability and his base is all with it.
Yeah, it's a done deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say that if it did fracture them at all, it fractured off less than enough, or not enough to do anything with.
Some people really need to come to terms.
It's not until it starts hitting them, and that won't be until these tariffs really start fucking them up and these taxes really start fucking them up.
Yeah. That's sad. You know, and they claim that they cared about, children and like the well-being of children.
All right, JR, are you over 21?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. And which topic did you want to talk about?
So yeah, I live in Michigan, an interesting purple state. I'm not far from Dearborn, and there's an interesting pairing that's happening right now between, I would consider, sort of these Christian, self-described Christian nationalists and Islamic fundamentalists over the LGBTQ plus issue, where they're, going around taking down, pride flags and all kinds of stuff like that. And so I think that's really the next alliance that's going to happen, is that sort of the left is going to lose the Islamic community that tends to be much more right-wing conservative, and the Christian nationalists whose values are much more in line with the Islamists, even though they claim to hate each other and are kind of fighting a Cold War with each other, actually sort of their values fit much better than with the progressive left and sort of hardline Islamic groups. I'm not talking about, secular Muslims or moderate Muslims. I'm talking about people that are very, very devout. I don't even know the right word. I hate to use the word Islamist. I guess that's a common parlance, but I don't want to sound homophobic here.
Like Sharia law followers, maybe?
I mean, the term is normally Islamist, but it's kind of toxified because right-wingers use it to attack all Muslims, which I think is wrong. There's clearly a lot of Muslims that don't hate LGBTQ plus people. But there also is clearly a group that do, and ignoring that is a big problem. I feel
Here's the thing, I don't ignore it. However, the biggest thing right now, because I focus more on the Christian side of it, because number one, they are the ones that are ruling the things right now, especially with them, the Heritage Foundation and all that. But the other problem is no matter what the Muslims do, the Christians will, and the Republicans especially, are going to turn on them once they get what they want. And there's not enough of them.
They helped, but here's the thing, they helped Trump win.
So did the Latino community, and they're feeling the pain for that.
I mean, and the fact, what's really even more sad than that is you would think they would be feeling the pain, but they're not. They don't regret it one iota, which is bizarre.
Some do. I'm not going to say all, but some do because some have been speaking out. But yes, the majority, no, I agree with you. They don't.
Like the mayor of Dearborn, for example, which is just bizarre because, like, he didn't run as a MAGAist when he was running for mayor at all. Like, so, I mean, there's a lot of Hamtramck, the mayor there, also did not run as a MAGAist.
I was talking to somebody in the comments. UK, no worries. You're welcome up if you want to come back up, say something.
So, there's definitely some weird things that are going on that I notice in Michigan politics there that I think the rest of the country doesn't really notice because Michigan is kind of unique in that way. Because we do have a lot of like crazy right-wing Christian nationalists, like particularly in Western Michigan, where you have, you know, the Van Andels and all those people out there that are big Trump supporters in Western Michigan. But then and also in Eastern Michigan, you have like these people that are also like, you know, hardcore Islamic nationalists, maybe I'll call them. So it's a really strange state. And sometimes politics make for strange bedfellows. But I think that probably it will play itself out on a larger scale as election cycles go over and over again.
I agree with you. I think it's the biggest problem is they don't see what they're doing as being bad. The propaganda is laid so hard that they think that what they're doing is either righteous or good or for the good ultimately. And all it's really doing is, I said it on other lives, I usually have a different prompt that'll say, stop trying to hide your patriotism or your racism and calling it patriotism.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of other single voter issued people that aren't necessarily Christian nationalists that went along with the Trump grift. You know, people that were, anti-choice, for example, and maybe that's their one core issue that they are involved in. And so they went with Trump because he grifted them on that, basically.
Yeah. But he did it mostly with the immigrants. That was the main bad guy he gave them, which is where the fascism comes in, you know.
It's so weird because like Trump, like if you look at parties that happen at Mar-a-Lago, like they still go on and they are the most like GAY thing I've ever seen. There's like drag queens. There is like the most like fabulous stuff going on and it's just all out there. It is like a progressive, it's like Vegas or something. I don't know, like even like it's like Miami, it's Florida. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, especially because like I would agree that this term has been way more Christian nationalist because of the Heritage Foundation's like part in things. But like the most thing like I really think he ever did in his first term was what, like go take a picture in front of the Episcopal Church with the Bible upside down.
Oh yeah. Oh, he tear gassed a bunch of protesters to do it too.
It's weird too because like Scott Bessent, his Treasury Secretary, is gay. You know, it's just like, how do they square these things away? I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Don't even get me started on Peter Thiel.
Right. I agree with that. That mother. It's hard to, like, for example, like there are several of them that are just disgusting people and have used to be just normal Republicans. Not that that's necessarily better. Hey, Chris. But yeah, it's they most definitely have been changed. The ones that raised me, the ones you see on TV, like Scott Jennings, I used to not find him to be so close-handed, impactful faceness. I never used to want to use my closed hand on him before, but now every time I see his smug, smirking face, I want to. He's such a terrible person.
Yeah, I agree. Like even like CNN is like gone right wing. It's wild.
It's crazy.
It's weird.
It's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. And I dislike every bit of our disgusting racist, xenophobic, fascist country right now.
One of the things that I do think that's good about America, it's not because of our history, it's in spite of it, is that we have been able to have these different groups at least feel that they're proud of being American, in spite of all the negative stuff that's happened. Like there are quite a few immigrant communities that I know of in Michigan that you wouldn't think they would be proud of being American, but in spite of all that crap, they really are proud of being American. So that's the amazing thing about it.
I agree.
Take the flag back, as not this, weird kind of like if you fly the flag, you're labeled as some right winger or something. I mean, people as Americans, the flag means different things. It means my freedom of being able to talk the way I do. I don't feel like you can do this in every country.
Yeah, I mean that's the weird thing about Jefferson or Jeffersonian philosophy, because on one hand it was horribly suppressive, and yes, he was a slave owner and all of that, but on the other hand, he also created a lot of legislation that allowed for a lot of the freedoms that we actually do have today, and for a lot of the progress we have made. So while, yeah, he is a kind of a problematic figure, he also did some really good things in retrospect. So it's a mixed bag.
Did you see the executive order that he released? That I posted about today?
I
reposted today. He signed an executive order that says that government employees are now allowed to promote and convert fellow employees to their religions.
Oh, did you see the one that
in the workplace?
I posted one in the Discord that was about.
Oh, I have a question for the panel. So Trump had this hideous thing that said churches and religious organizations can now use the pulpit for political purposes, right? Does that apply to all non-for-profits or just specifically religious ones?
It's supposed to be all religious ones.
That's what's even more bizarre.
Yeah.
Because, so like if you're an educational non-for-profit, you can't do political, advocacy work. But if you're a religious group, you can now do political advocacy work. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, he also just did something to where he was like backing up the Catholic Church because of confession. They had it to where it was mandatory that any sort of essay mentioned either by somebody confessing to it or somebody saying that they have been abused was mandatorily like reported. And I guess the priests and stuff made a big stink about it. And now Trump is trying to back them up and say that, yeah, they get some sort of privacy that they don't have to.
Literally protecting other pedophiles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But this is the dilemma, though. Trump will basically give support to whoever, he's a narcissist, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And so anyone who comes to him, who says nice things to him, and he sees he can get something out of you, he will take that from you. And so that poses a dilemma. A lot of people, they oppose Trump because of all the above, which I think is absolutely wrong and ludicrous. But on the other hand, Trump is firmly in control unless something happens to him. Maybe it could. And the Supreme Court is definitely in control. And if, that's, I think, even more horrendous. So what do we really do? I mean, I think one hand, we could try to play to Trump's narcissistic impulses and try to at least get him away from a few things of the most extreme, vile Christian nationalists, if that's even possible. Because okay, we can protest, we can use our freedom of speech and all of that, but I don't see that we have any chance of impeaching him. We can talk about this all day about how awful and how terrible all the awful things he's doing, which are all true. But how do we actually get through the next 3 years?
It's not going to be peacefully. I know that.
Well, I mean, without having a civil war. I mean, I don't want a civil war.
It doesn't have to be peace or a full-on civil war to be not peaceful.
No, but I mean, what you're saying, violent,
very well.
How is violence going to change it, though?
I'm not saying that we will propagate it, but I am saying he is going to force violence.
I mean,
Because he's going to get more and more and more extreme. That's how fascism works.
But I personally don't want violence. I mean, if we could avoid people getting hurt or unalive.
Here's the reality of the situation. And I think a lot of people need to realize this right now. We are well past the point of no return. And it's only going to get worse. Fascism doesn't slow down nor get better. So you have an option of
are you saying that
now.
I don't understand. What are you saying? We're going to have that. There's going to be some revolution
he's going to get
here,
more
a coup or
violent
something?
and more extreme. He's not going to stop being more violent. He's going to progressively get more violent.
Oh, it's already happening. Like
Right.
he's
No, but I already think he's
homeless.
violent. Like there's no. I'm not debating you whether he's violent or not.
He's not going to. We've done now how many large-scale protests where millions upon millions of people showed up and not a goddamn
That's what
person.
I'm saying. Yes.
I'm getting there.
Right.
But not a person in the government has done a goddamn thing or even acknowledged it. Why? Because they are in power. They don't need to. They don't care. So we can protest and be peaceful all damn day. But in the meantime, he's still going to continue to get more violent towards us. So you're going to have to pick a red line of when you're going to have to fight back. Because I got news for you. He's not going to care about our protests. That's why he sends the military to it and creates violence at them.
He loves getting attention. I mean,
It's not attention. He is literally kidnapping people.
Obsessed with his own image.
It doesn't matter about that. That doesn't matter. He's literally kidnapping people.
I think you're thinking of him as more of an ideologue than what he actually is. J.D. Vance is more of an ideologue than Trump.
No, I think he's a full-on fascist and wants to be a dictator.
I don't think that he even has the ability to understand what fascism is.
He doesn't have to. He's backed by the Heritage Foundation, people who wrote the playbook for him. He doesn't have to think.
He's a petulant child. Now, some of the people around him are fascists.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is literally the type of stuff that people in Germany would say.
Now,
it's not happening. It's not really happening.
Break the child away from the group of fascists that are courting him? That's the question.
How do you break him from it without the violence? Because he is firmly protected.
How do you not use violence? Well, there are many ways to get things done without violence.
How do you do that in a country that doesn't pay attention to the things you're doing?
What you do to every narcissist, you get their attention.
How do you get their attention? We've already had millions and millions of people protesting.
To the point where he doesn't. No, I don't think protests work. I agree with you. I don't think they're working. So let's try something else that will divert his attention.
Well, what's your idea?
So what I think we should do is that we should create someone, I don't know, some type of Elon Musk type of throwaway character that will court him, that will get involved in his administration, and will start flipping some of his ideas and start causing tensions within his own administration against the really hardcore fascists. So we take some, milquetoast industrialist who happens to be very liberal. He embeds himself in the Trump administration, okay? Because Trump likes to be around rich, powerful people, okay? And then he starts subverting within.
How would he do that when Trump has no reason nor need for a billionaire now because he got rid of Elon? He doesn't need one now.
Well, I mean, he does need another billionaire. He always
doesn't. He's got the entirety of the Heritage Foundation, which is plenty of billionaires.
The Heritage Foundation doesn't have everything. There's always something that Trump wants. He's a narcissist. He goes for narcissistic fuel and supply wherever he can. It's never enough. You think that it's ever enough for Trump? It's not. He's a child. He needs constant stimulation.
But he has not deviated from Project 2025.
Find who is the person that is the golden goose that he really wants. And that is the key.
Who would that be? He's already a billionaire. He has billionaires backing him already. Why would he have need for another one when he just got rid of the biggest one?
Find some wildly successful heiress who, like Paris Hilton, who has tens of billions of dollars, to make him look cool. Get her into the administration and have her do damage from within. Subvert his ideas.
He's already popular. Why would he need her?
He's not that. Make him feel like he isn't that popular. Make it feel like he's slipping. He's not cool anymore.
We're doing that, but they're protecting from it. That's why
narcissists care about their images. Play off the narrative. Be more clever than let's do violence. Come on, violence.
I didn't say
they
let's
can match.
do violence.
What violence can we bring against the United States Marine Corps?
Stop! I didn't say that was the default. I didn't say that's what we have to do. But I'm telling you, that's the way it's going. Your idea requires another billionaire, which he just got rid of the biggest one and the largest supporter ever had.
Well,
Why would he need another one?
Elon
has other ones that already back him.
Elon was a right winger. He wasn't a person that is going to.
What does that matter? He is in power now. What he was before matters not one little bit.
My goal is to shift his attention away from these crazy fascists that are courting him right now and redirect his energies into wasting his time on his grandiose delusions.
He's been bought by them for decades. He's not going to just stop being with them.
Just get him to golf more, okay? Get him at the golf course.
Golfs every day with those people.
Do something. Get him at the golf course more. There has to be something more than the alternative of what you're saying. Like, I don't want people to get hurt or
but I
harmed.
don't think. But your idea, I don't see where it holds water.
There is, JR. The only way. So I was raised according to the BITE model, right? Do you know what that is?
The BITE model? What is that?
It means your behavior, your information, your technology, your thoughts, your emotions, your environment, everything is controlled.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
And that is the layout of what's going on right now, right? And so as someone who grew up with this for the better part of 18 years, no, the only way to get rid of this is to strip all power.
How do you intend to do that without you want to go vote in elections, go to the midterm elections and vote against them? That's our power. If you want to do that, go do
Do you
that.
think there will really be a midterm election?
I do think there'll be midterm elections. Have there been any indications that there's not going to be midterm elections?
Yes. Read Project 2025. Why is nobody read?
Okay, if there are not going to be midterm elections, there will be serious trouble. I can tell you that.
Really? Because all the things that everybody else has said would be a red line has been completely walked over. And
yeah, I mean, not having midterm elections isn't just it's
they've already canceled elections in some states and nobody did, and it's still nothing done.
Yeah, I don't think the American people are going to accept not having.
They did in
elections.
the cities that they've already started doing it in.
Which cities?
There was Miami canceled their election.
They canceled midterm elections.
They canceled their election. And
Using,
they did not do anything about it.
What excuse do they use to cancel their midterm elections?
What difference does it make? They didn't do anything about it.
No, but I'm saying why, how do they justify that?
I don't know. Fascists don't usually justify a lot once they have the power to do the thing.
He's going to use some excuse. Yeah, I mean, you can't just cancel midterm elections without at least an excuse.
Literally nothing you're saying is true.
This is what happens.
The city of Miami did not cancel federal midterm elections.
I didn't say federal midterm elections. I said their election.
Their elections, as in where the Miami City Commission voted to postpone the local election
to November of 2026. To November for a whole year. Why?
No, but that's what I'm asking. Why did they decide to do that? I mean, you're saying it's because of fascism, but what excuse do they use?
It's to align with other elections to boost voter turnout and save on cost.
Do other cities or states do that? Is there a precedence of doing that? Yes or no?
And then they sued over it.
8 days ago.
And
it was just ruled on 8 days ago. I was not aware.
It was reinstated.
Hold on a second. 8 days ago, they ruled on it. And it said the judge struck down they were not allowed to postpone it for a year. So at least that's
it was reinstated. So again, nothing you're saying is true.
I just corrected myself.
Congratulations. So stop spreading stupid misinformation.
Don't come up here telling me what the fuck to do. I just corrected myself. Shut up.
That's what they do, JR. They do this. They beat you down until you no longer fight back. because
know it does.
I don't think she was trying to beat anyone down. I think she was trying to figure out what happened in that election.
No one is
Fair
talking
question.
about her specifically. I'm talking about what's going on politically. I'm getting back to the conversation instead of focusing on random people.
I mean, honestly, look, I think that is a red flag. It needs to be examined more why it was the city of Miami, the state of Florida decided.
Yeah, luckily, they weren't allowed to because the judge did turn it down. But here's the thing. If Donald Trump is going to take away federal judge power by having the Supreme Court rule on it, which they did, and they took it away, if they took away the judge power, if they've given him immunity, if they've given him all the keys of the palace, because you also have Congress and Senate on his side, without any them pushing back in any way, shape, or form, because they're in his pocket, there's nothing to stop him from doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, which he's been doing. Like, for example, tariffs, that should not be decided on by the president. That's supposed to go through Congress and Senate. But yet, he's been making tariffs and none of them have pushed back on it. They don't care. Well, they're letting him do what he wants to do.
Well, he has a razor thin majority in the Congress. I mean, two Congress people, aging out, let's say, could change the Congress, before election.
They were wheeling a woman who was they did not know for 2 whole months. They voted for her. She was in a mental hospital for dementia. She was a congressperson. Or a representative. I don't remember if she was actually in the state of Texas, but she was a Texas rep. I don't know if she was a federal rep or a local state rep, but she was still a rep. Republicans will wheel these sons of bitches, and so will some Democrats, wheel these bitches out in fucking wheelchairs, barely cognizant, and let them still vote.
Yes, and that's atrocious. I mean, however, I'm not ageist. I don't hate people just because they're older, but I think that the fact is that they're not fully cognizant and they're just wheeling these people out. It says something. And yeah, a couple of these people could unalive from natural causes, and we could have a Democratic majority pretty soon, honestly. We're very close. We're very, very close. But I don't know if we can win back the Senate. That's a bigger question.
Right, and I agree with you, but what I'm trying to say is we have to look at the reality of it now and realize that with the things that he's already put in place, he is very quickly running us in a very terrible direction that is going to cause violence. So until we collectively do something now, that's where it's going to wind up.
So
because if you have countries like Germany flat out protesting consistently on a weekly basis since before the election for us to wake the fuck up to what's going on here. And if you have Jewish people who survived the Holocaust, the few that are left, literally standing up and trying to get in front of cameras and everything saying, wake the fuck up, then maybe we need to wake the fuck up.
The fact is I think people are already woken the F up. To be honest.
Because nobody's out doing shit.
We had there was the biggest protest in American history.
And what's happened since?
That's a good question, because the fact is that there's not a whole lot of tools out there beyond protests, unfortunately. And that's part of what I'm asking.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know an option, and we need to figure something out fast. That's why I'm frustrated. It's not at you. It's just in general, I'm frustrated because I don't know another option. It's going to take somebody to go out and actually start something. But if we protest too much and it turns in, they're going to cause violence, so it turns into riots. We've already proven that with BLM. That's what they did. We already proved it with the LA riots. Yes, that did slip out of control at first, but the LAPD could have handled it. And instead, they sent the military out, which caused more violence.
So, if we go all the way back to the pandemic, okay, which Trump badly flubbed, but one of the few good things that happened during that time was that Americans were getting their checks, signed by Donald J. Trump, unfortunately. Yeah. But at least the American public, we had Democrats that were able to reach over and get things done to help the American people. And that's what I'm worried about the most.
Like hell since Trump came in here, and every single Republican has instead towed the line. Because they're terrified of Donald Trump. They have actually said it. They are scared of the man.
What I'm worried about are the little people that are going to get hurt from all of these cutbacks or all these layoffs.
That's what I'm saying. You're worried about violence, but the violence has already begun, and it's gotten bad because when these local rural hospitals close, not only just us, but their side too is going to be hurting because these people are going to pass away.
Multiple things can be true at once. I can be afraid of people getting hurt and injured in violence, and I can also be afraid of people losing their jobs and losing their benefits.
I know, but at
losing
some point,
their social safety net.
The question is, what do we do about it, and how do we fix that? Because right now, it looks like the only thing we're doing is protesting because there is no other idea. Because too many people are afraid it's going to either be violent, which most likely it will, or it's going to oust them and they're going to get in trouble. There's a reason they let the Proud Boys wear a mask because they know that they'll dox them. It should, but they do it.
There are always, I believe, most of the time in America, some way of hey, if it's gotten this, if this is James Buchanan and we're going to the American Civil War, there's not much we can do. But I think we should try to do everything that we can to avoid that situation where we go into a civil war, because I don't think that may not turn out the way that people hope it would turn out.
I don't think it will either, but at the same time, I don't know how to get around it unless we do something, and nobody seems to know what that do something is.
I guess, like I said, the only thing you can do is to try to play off his narcissism, his weaknesses, his vulnerabilities, and trying to convince him that maybe he's not as cool as he was, or the people he's surrounded with him aren't that high of value. But the Christian nationalists are losers,
The problem is you're looking at a many, many decades long plan to make this all go down. And the people that are surrounding him are not just going to let somebody else come in there. That's not been thoroughly vetted. You're not going to get a stooge in there. It's just not going to happen. There's a reason they chose J.D. Vance. There's a reason they chose all the cabinet members. There's a reason they wrote Project 2025 so that he could not deviate from it.
I agree. Vance is worse to me than Trump is. That's why they put him there. Because they know that if they want a total stooge.
Is everyone forgetting about the...
Vance is a Peter Thiel stooge, okay? So Thiel scares me more than Trump, and Vance is basically a tool of Peter Thiel, more or less, in my opinion.
Well, that's the Heritage Foundation as a whole, not just Peter Thiel.
No, but Peter Thiel is the tip of the spear. He's the one that recruited Vance in. He's the fascist ideologue who I fear more than Trump. Because Trump, I think, will have his time, and he is the blunt instrument that's being used. I don't think he's the ideological thinker of the movement. I think that's Peter Thiel.
But I think you're missing a bigger picture. It's not just Peter Thiel. It's the entirety of the Heritage Foundation. It's a massive operation. Project 2025, when they wrote that up, there was entire videos, initiation videos that actually went head to toe from the priests of various churches, pastors and all that, telling them what they would start telling their congregations and how they would start indoctrinating them in. They had politicians that they were told that they were going to be working on. The cabinet members were picked. All of this stuff was completely laid out.
Do you know what Peter Thiel wants, though? He wants us to become transhumanists. Like, he wants AI robot machines.
Hold on.
Doesn't make it okay, no.
Do you deny the G-side that's happening in Gaza right now?
I don't. Look, you know what? I think... Why are you asking me this? Because I'm a Jew?
No.
Are you asking me because I'm a Jew?
Answer the question with a yes or a no.
How would we have known
you are a Yahtzee. Fuck you.
Wait, stop.
You fucking Nazi.
Who would know you're a Jewish person? How would she have known that?
Fuck you.
How would we have known that?
How would we have known that, you dumb shit?
How would she have known that?
Oh. You're just a racist bigot. Okay. Oh, so was your mom.
What the fuck just happened? How would you have fucking known he was Jewish? I didn't know he was Jewish.
I didn't know he was Jewish either. All I saw was Jen's comment about him not.
You fuck
What
you.
the fuck?
About him denying the.
Fuck you.
Stop being triggered that we caught you. Jesus.
Like, why would you get that defensive over something we couldn't tell?
No, first of all, I'm going to get defensive because you
See?
Wow.
supporting peace.
No
You
one.
release the
You need to chill the fuck out. dude. You need to chill out.
hostages.
Bro, being critical of Israel is not anti-Semitism. So drop it.
Anti-Semitic.
How is it anti-Semitic? Nobody said anything to you that was
Calling
anti-Semitic.
me a G-side
Don't try and twist it, bro.
Fuck
That's some bullshit.
you.
That is some bull fucking shit.
Came in on
That's
you.
some bullshit.
all of
No, fuck you.
all of you.
Fuck you. Fuck
Yikes.
you.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, free Palestine.
How are you gonna sit there like literally? I had no idea he was Jewish. How would you have fucking known that?
That's the thing. I didn't. All I saw was Jen's comment tagging Hanji saying, hey, did you check asking, hey, did you check his page? Because he's denying the G side. And I was like, oh, yeah, I cannot fucking sit back. I cannot stay silent with that one. So I stayed silent for literally as long as I could, which was maybe 3 seconds. And then I fucking lost my shit because I can't stay silent. I can't.
No, it needs to be out in the open. It needs to be called what it is. It's not a war. It is definitely a G-side.
That was crazy.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. Like, that's legit. That was crazy.
I cannot stand in silence and just sit here and nope. And no, I didn't know the dude was Jewish. Even if he wasn't, I still would have asked.
I'm glad Rabbi Hannah wasn't in here for that. That was disappointing. Doesn't want violence, yet up here being defensive over a simple question. I've asked that of people that are black, white, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's an actual question because there are Christians here that support it because they think it's going to bring about their fucking Jesus.
I asked my husband this because he is from not only a war-torn country, a colonized country, an island, and a place that is going through gang wars right now. So, like, yeah, no, he even said, like, straight up, absolutely not, this is a G-side, straight up. There's no question.
Yeah, I knew he was full of shit, but that was, like, extra. That was crazy, though.
Yeah, there was something off that was going on there.
He had a lot of weird.
I'm always a bitch for telling the truth, though.
Like, his whole idea of infiltrating that would not fucking work. He doesn't need another billionaire. He just got rid of the biggest one who supported him.
Right. The chance to do that already left when Elon left. Like,
right. And he doesn't need it now because most of the Heritage Foundation people are millionaires and billionaires. He doesn't fucking need one. Like, it made no sense. Due to his narcissism. Yeah, they already do. That's not going to change anything. Yeah, he was trying to be the good guy.
I sort of agree with what he said about like make it funny to make fun of Trump again, which I think like South Park kind of did do that a little bit. But yeah, I don't think that that's going to be like the deal breaker or, like the make or break thing.
The problem is the arts used to be the main medium for speaking out, but now it can't be because most of it's censored by the people who run the shit that are on his side.
Well, yeah, that's why it's like even better that South Park did what they did because Paramount was.
Oh, they were probably fine because they just signed that deal with them.
Right.
$20 billion.
$1.5 billion. But they just got rid of Colbert because of, he was, I guess, losing money, but
he was their largest rated and most watched show of their entire lineup.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no way he was losing more money.
Well, Trump signed off on the merger. Like Trump signed off on the merger. Trump said, "Yeah, get rid of Colbert."
Yep, that had to be part of it.
I have
guarantee
one
it.
super huge request. Will you please clip just the "you bitch" part, because I need that for a fucking ringtone.
Send me the time.
It's already on
the
YouTube.
timestamp now, and I'll know to look like from now before to look for.
Yeah,
it.
it's
I did. I've sent you 2 messages already, being like, questionable guest. Next
Okay.
one, crash out.
Goddess, look up Deconstruction Junction on YouTube. I'm live streaming it over there.
Ooh, okay, thank you.
So yeah, it'll save after it's done.
Georgia, I'm not really sure what you're asking, but I'm going to guess that you're asking if the people of Israel are behind their government over the G side. And
not all of them, no.
I would say it's not 50-50. It's probably more like 30-70, with the 30 being 4.
I honestly don't know, but I know that I've seen people in Israel that have lambasted the actions that are going on there.
Yeah. But I've also know some that are all for it, and I also see some that are helping. So it's really hard to say. Like I saw videos today of Israeli citizens helping to destroy flour grain deliveries to Gaza. I saw videos of them stomping on food supplies, like children and women and people and just men, like people in general, all just stomping on food supplies that were meant for Gaza. That they had stopped. They had stopped a truck from being able to deliver, and then got all the stuff out and just started stomping all over it. Like, some of the people are. I don't know the exact percentage. I don't think it's as big a number, but I also think there's a lot of propaganda going on over there too. So they may not see quite as much as we think. So I genuinely can't answer that. I'm not from there.
Ari, yeah, they are the like cutting off the supplies of food and water, and like what's going on. Like I've seen, videos and stuff of people in Israel like showing their kids like how to destroy like the packages that are being parachuted down to them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's G side. That's what happened in the book of Joshua. They were siege warfare, starving these people. God even said, like, these enemies of whatever will eat their own children because they'll starve. This is biblical.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few Christians who are like, yeah, it's going to bring about the second coming, and it's going to bring about the new world that we were promised. And I've seen all those videos.
Can I just say something as like a
really quick, Nathan? Are you over 21? I'm so sorry.
I mean, I'm 19. If that's all right.
All right, I'll forgive it. Go ahead. Which one do you want to talk about?
No, I'll talk about another. I just wanted to say, like, all those Christians that support Israel are like fake Christians and go against the church.
Here's the thing. I get why you say that, right? But at the same time, every single Christian I've ever talked to calls other Christians fake Christians.
No, but I mean, I can substantiate it, but I know that's
they can use scripture and substantiate themselves as well. I've heard all that before. To me, all of you are Christians. There's no way to do that until you all clean house of the things that you all don't like that represents you. They all are you. There's no way around that, because I can't tell a Christian just by looks.
Pretty much my definition of a Christian is they believe in God, they believe in an immortal like afterlife, and they believe that Jesus resurrected.
I would disagree, but it's all right.
Well, no, for me, it's you identify as a Christian and you say you believe in the God of the Bible and Jesus, then I have no choice but to believe that you are a Christian. So I have no way to prove that otherwise, because all of you use the same scriptures to beat each other up and other people up with. You all use the same scripture to defend yourselves against those accusations of doing those things. And you all use the same scripture to apologize for terrible things in the book. So to me, you're all are Christians. There's no way for me to differentiate.
No, I know you can't differentiate by like looks or anything. But so I don't know what to talk about. I want to talk about the first one.
All right, go ahead.
Does the disliking of a certain group make you bigoted?
That's literally the definition, yeah.
So why does a dislike of a group that goes against like your objective morals make you like all of a sudden just bigoted.
Well, it's not about my dislike of you not liking them. It's about the fact that your dislike of them causes great harm, because your religion causes great harm. It uses itself as a weapon against those you don't like.
Yeah, and unless you could point to those objective morals, they're not objective. They're subjective. Even Christian morals are subjective.
Obviously, I would say that. Obviously, I would argue that they're objective, but that's not what we're here for. I'm against
definition for what schmurder is.
The intentional unaliving of someone else.
Justfully or unjustfully?
Could be either.
Whoa! Now could be. That's a subjective term. See what I mean? There's not an objective.
It could be. Definition. It could be either or.
Do you see what I mean, though? There's not an objective definition. So until you can give me that objective definition and where it is like laid out in stone or something, then it's subjective. It is up to your interpretation.
No. I mean, I just gave you the definition, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here to argue like the definition or objective morals, right? And that's not why I came.
I mean, sure, yeah, I just cooked you.
You didn't cook anything. That's fine, bro. Just chill. It's all right. But anyways, I mean, me as a Christian and as well as a classical liberal, I do disagree with like the hatred of like other groups and the revolutionary like violence towards other groups. And I don't know what church promotes violence against the groups that I mentioned there. The specific group that's mentioned over there. Yeah, at the top, LGBTQ.
Well, the number one, why would you? First and foremost, what do you know about what gay people were, or I'm sorry, GAY people, LGBTQIA people were back then in the biblical times? What do you know of that?
In biblical times, I'm not 100%
when
sure.
the book was written, yes.
No, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so in biblical times, being gay was not a problem. Just wasn't. The things that are written there, we're talking about temple priests and their ability to use other men as they do women. It's a power dynamic. It's about grape. It's about forcing yourself and using your power upon another man, which we're supposed to be an equal. They didn't care about gay people. Matter of fact, it was common practice for Israelites and many other cultures in that area to send young men with the army specifically to take care of the soldiers.
Okay.
So when you're talking about that section in the book, it's not talking about gay people. It's not talking about LGBTQIA people. It's talking about that specific thing, that specific act. It's not talking about anything else.
I can grant you the Old Testament. I haven't really read up on that, the Old Testament part, and done research on the Israelites. But I mean, Romans 1, for example, is pretty understandable, right? Roman 1 talks about.
Don't really care about Romans 1 for the simple fact that who wrote Romans 1?
Paul.
Yeah. So Paul is not Jesus. Paul is just a guy. For some reason, you all decided spoke for Jesus. I don't know. I don't really understand it. The man literally went down a road and smacked his head and got concussed, and you all suddenly believe he saw Jesus. But regardless, I don't care what anything Paul wrote, because Paul is not Jesus. Jesus himself never cared. He didn't give two shits enough to say a word about it, and neither the Old Testament. The Old Testament didn't give two shits about it, which you would not have your Jesus for if it weren't for the Old Testament.
No, I agree, but we're going to have some disagreements about Paul here. That's fine. I can grant you whatever you want. But anyways, you said that the church is instating violence on this certain group?
Yeah, constantly. Most of the reason that most kids are homeless, LGBTQIA kids are homeless, is because their religious family kicks them out onto the streets because of religious reasons. And then those kids are subject to rape by people, being schmex trafficked. They're subjected to violence on the streets. Not to mention the fact that many people who claim to be Christians, who are Christians, as far as I can tell, based on the actions in the book that the God commands, you guys have no problems unaliving gay or GAY people, LGBTQIA people. It's happened quite often, all the time. It subjects kids to also that being kicked out of your house leads these kids to a lot of D-rugs. So
Even
we have
people of color are being HUNG still, like 2025 this year, less than a calendar year ago.
right. So this religion, from its inception all the way up until now, has done nothing but violence.
I disagree because I hold to a view.
When has it ever been
teachers-
peaceful and not taken over another society, culture, or forced itself on other people through violence?
I would argue that America after World War II was
It
like
still does it, or else it wouldn't be in laws and it wouldn't cause the direct unalivement of people now.
I mean, I'm all for tolerance, right? I
You
preach
might
tolerance.
be, but Christianity is not.
Of course, Christianity preaches tolerance. I mean, because
No, it
you're
doesn't. It
bringing.
literally tells you how to stone people in your book, and for what reasons to do it.
Actually, since you guys are still under the old covenant, you would still be
We're under the new
Actually,
covenant.
No.
the new covenant is just taking the old laws and putting them on your heart, so you don't need a book.
There
It's
you go.
nothing new.
And in that, you will have this thing called Leviticus 20, and in 20, in verse, what is it? 23, actually it's 22 to 26, it talks about how you are not supposed to follow the laws of the land. You are supposed to follow these laws, and if you don't, you are supposed to be condemned, stoned, and or supposed to be separated from other people, so on and so forth, or put to unalivement. So yeah, you're wrong.
This is under the old covenant. You said
Which you are still under.
we're under the new covenant.
No, you're not.
What's the argument for that? Actually, I'd like to.
Logical thinking. Jesus came to fulfill the law, not abolish the law. Fulfilling
What does
does
that
not
mean?
mean abolishing.
Mark,
that
You're
mean?
done talking
Yeah.
over me. Fulfilling does
Matthew
not mean
5:27, I believe 5:20, or maybe is it 5:17? Yeah.
don't know. But Jesus came to fulfill the law, not to abolish it. Thusly, you are still living under it. There is no new covenant. That is a full lie taught by your pastors to get more people in the church, to give them more money. That way they can buy a new summer home. And congrats, you fell for it.
Complete the law still
Okay,
doesn't mean the law goes away, Shay. Like when we're talking about the law, when it says to fulfill it, I fulfill the law when I don't go over the speed limit on the highway, right? I fulfill the law when I don't go out and those. Hold on a second.
You fulfill the law whenever you go the speed limit. That does not change the next day. It does not change for the next person. It does not change for the next week. You still have to do that the next day. You still have to do it the next day.
Yeah, Matthew 5:17, Jesus clarifies he did not come to abolish the law and the prophets, but to fulfill them. He says, like, until, not one jot or tittle shall be changed until the heavens and the earth pass away.
Also, to be under the new covenant, Jesus would have to qualify, and he doesn't, because he doesn't fill any of the prophecies, let alone he also fails any test that God gives him, which is in Mark 4.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Got it. Sorry. I was just talking out loud. Finish up what you're saying. I'm sorry.
In Mark 4, he's tested by God, which is also the devil, which is, again, it will say tested by God. And he fails immediately to turn stones to bread. And then he also fails again in literally the very next verse. He also fails to accomplish any prophecy, which is in Jeremiah 33:14. And he also changes God's retribution law in Matthew 5:38, which is if you change or try to change the law, you will be damned. So your Jesus is damned and he does not qualify.
I mean, you can blaspheme as much as you want.
It's not blasphemous if it's literally in the book. That if you don't want to believe it, good job. You're going against your own God. You don't read your book.
mean, if you want to debate the Messiah, that's
If Jesus is the Messiah, then so is Joseph Smith is the Messiah. Like by the same.
Yeah, I came up to
by
debate.
the same logic.
Yet you went on to God. So now here we are, bud.
But regardless of what you think about whether or not these people are real or not, which I don't think they are, the problem lies is that it still creates every bit of what we're talking about here. It creates these things.
I disagree.
How does it not, when it literally in the book that you just tried to argue for says otherwise?
Nathan, I
disagree. Wait, hold on.
Here's
I disagree that Christianity. Wait, hold on, bro. Let me speak, man. Jeez. I disagree that Christianity leads to. Can I say the FAS? Can I say that word?
Fascism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree that Christianity leads up to fascism, for example.
I said Christian nationalism.
Here's a question
Slide,
for you.
Say fascism there.
Is being GAY a sin?
Yeah, in my opinion, yeah. In Christianity,
Why?
Where is
Why is it a sin?
Wait, hold on. Where is that law?
Romans 1. There you go.
Where is the law originally?
Where is the law? What do you mean by the law?
Hold on, Benny.
Covenant?
When is the law stated originally?
What does that even mean? When is the law stated originally? Do you mean the Old Covenant?
There you go. And you are still under it after you just said you weren't. You just defeated your own argument.
I was just going to say that the reason why you think it's wrong is because a book just told you.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So that's how it leads to exactly what Dugald was just saying.
Right.
Because without the book, you wouldn't think it was wrong. Well, I mean, sure. Okay. Well, how does that lead to fascism? What?
First and foremost, Christian nationalism is the fascist part. You're not in the U.S., so that part doesn't really concern you.
Well, I mean, I debate U.S. politics all the time, so I would love to be informed.
Are you a Trump supporter in the U.S.?
Absolutely not.
It's a lie. He's lying.
Right. So then why would you want to argue with me about something we agree with?
Oh, well, just learn a bit more, man. At the end of the day,
we have a problem of Christian nationalists who currently run our country using Donald Trump as a figurehead, which he is a fascist. And they're using the ways of fascism to do it.
Okay, yeah.
There's specific tenets of fascism that Trump and the administration and the Heritage Foundation, their actions fall definitely under.
Tick all the boxes.
No, I agree that Trump is a horrible, it's called representation.
But the Christians in the U.S. fully back him. They overwhelmingly voted for him, and the Christian nationalists that he has that back him and run the country with him.
Yeah, I know. I have to say, it's probably because of his rhetoric towards young people.
Propaganda, it's part of the fascism too. The problem is Christianity got itself wrapped up in it because they're able to use the doctrine to support themselves.
Yeah, sadly, Trump used the Christianity as a.
You don't see it as a problem, or that people throughout history, including right now, are able to so easily use the text.
No, because even in his own country, they're so intertwined that he doesn't see a problem in it because they've never separated.
Do you know my country?
Yes, I do. I can hear it in your fucking mouth.
I'm actually French. I'm not British.
Roman King on YouTube. You get Andrew Wilson over here. I'll debate him.
And yes, the French had a state and religion separation in the Great Enlightenment. So GG's at that point. That we don't separate religion and states, which we did.
We're supposed to, but we don't. We haven't. We've given up on that.
The French have.
Actually, don't.
No, the U.S. has.
No, yeah, French doesn't. As much as Nathan wants to sit here and preach they do, it's very similar to the U.S. Stop fucking lying.
Wait, does the church have any power over the state in France?
The same thing as in the U.S., no, but it does get benefits.
Okay, so no. There we go.
But it still gets benefits, does it not?
No, it doesn't actually.
Yes, it does.
Well, church just got more power here in the U.S. anyway because Trump gave them more power by saying they're allowed to promote and talk about political candidates and politics and whatever they want.
Yeah, the French have not given the church that guts. Yeah. very secular government, secular state, 50%
not, and you're
secular
proving
people.
that.
How am I? Wait, the state and religion in France is
That right
completely
there. The fact
separate.
that you don't even know, to me,
I
proves it.
do.
But you don't, because you just said
I just
how.
Do you think the House of Parliament is?
This is what I'm saying, Nathan. How?
religious?
But no, I know. No, you don't.
Is the House of Parliament religious in any way?
The House of Parliament.
Yeah.
You can have some like religious background, I guess. But
It's a secular institution.
why is this? Why is she so upset? I don't get it. She's very upset.
It's very annoying dealing with people who ask how and then say I know in the same breath like you. It's very annoying.
When did I say how and I know in the same breath?
Literally all recorded. Go on YouTube.
Okay, I'll go on YouTube after this. Thank you.
No, you won't.
Anyways.
Stop lying. It's fucking gross, dude.
I promise you, I will personally go.
No,
on YouTube.
I
I'll
don't
subscribe
care. Just stop
subscribe to
fucking lying. It's gross.
to the host because the host
You
actually
keep
is.
talking over me for some reason, and you're gonna stop. You are going to stop. You have no power here, and you need to stop lying. Every time you do, I can tell, and it's really gross, dude.
You're not God. It's all right. But Benny, you asked. Yeah, I would say it has some.
No, you're not gonna sit here and treat me like a second-class citizen.
I'm not treating you like anything. I'm trying to answer Benny's question here, which he asked.
And I've asked you multiple questions as well that you have yet to answer.
I'll answer them now, but I want to answer Benny's. Do you have an issue with that?
Now other mods are getting upset because you won't fucking stop.
God bless all of you.
Fuck you and your God.
Bless you.
Yeah, I don't think his point was made. The House of Parliament might have like random praying or like praying and stuff, but it's not a religious institution. It's secular.
Precisely, but a lot of the cultures and like a lot of the cultural aspects of France are not secular. They do tend to fall more in the religious aspect. Same with like
France. Yeah. I was talking
Yes.
about UK. Sorry,
no, France. Yeah.
that's my bad.
Yeah, the UK government, they talk about God a lot, though. I hear it.
Yeah, I mean that's the Church of England for you. Blame Henry VIII.
Oh, I can blame him for a lot of things. I can blame a lot of Britain for a lot of things. We can blame white people for a lot of things.
For me, you're just not going to sit here and tell me, oh, no, whenever we all know the answer is yes. You're not going to sit here and fucking blow smoke up my ass.
It's so wild that the Church of England was created simply so Henry VIII could get a divorce, so he could have what he thought was another wife that would actually bear him a son, when it is the man that passes on the Y chromosome. Mm-hmm. So it was his fault that he's not having a son. It was not the woman's fault, ever.
But notice how that same mindset hasn't changed, like at all, in that entire geographical location until literally, like ever, even modern day, still hasn't changed one bit.
Right.
It's pathetic.
All right, student. We've talked to you before. You're over 21, right?
Sir.
All right, perfect. What do you want to talk about?
My Christianity's false. But now we can talk about politics and stuff. That's my secondary, I guess.
All right.
No, it sucks. Christian nationalism definitely sucks in this country. And we got to put up with it. And we have a bunch of bigoted voters voting for Trump, right? So I don't know what people can do other than, like, you know, it comes down to, like, you know, I think people are told how to think in their churches, and that they don't need to be voting Democrat, because if you vote Democrat, you're voting against God. I've heard that before, and it's very frustrating to me.
That's so weird. Joe Biden was more of a Christian than Trump ever has been. Like, Biden was a Catholic. He is a Catholic. He goes to church every Sunday. It doesn't make any sense.
Biden didn't cheat on his wife. That's the most Christian thing about like politics, because they all do that. It's sickening. We all know this. If you're going to take a vow to someone and that one person, you'll have an understanding, don't go around and, lying to that person. That's destroying them on such a deep level. And like the fact that we just, keys of the kingdom, go for it, babe. Here's the big check. Here's the purse. Here's all of it. Right. It's ludicrous.
Congress ain't doing shit. They ain't trying to rein him in, even when he oversteps his bounds and does stuff they're supposed to be doing. No, don't care. They're fine with it.
Well, not to mention the hypocrisy of like Mike Johnson just doing whatever Trump wants, and then also the DOJ doing whatever Trump wants. How many years did we have to hear like weaponize the DOJ with Merrick Garland, when like literally Pam Bondi like can hardly ever get her lips off of Donald Trump to speak?
Well, that's always been their play, is to blame Democrats for a thing so that they can later do the thing themselves instead of actually proving that Democrats did the thing. They just say they did enough times and the base starts to believe them. So Democrats never had to do anything, which they probably really didn't, unless the Epstein thing. I wouldn't be shocked if there were names on that. But other than that, most of the shit they blame Democrats for, they just blame them so they can then do it themselves later. It's not because they actually did do anything.
Even then, Democrat, Republican, liberal, fucking goldfish. I don't give a fuck who you are. I want to know, are you on that list? Yes or no? Period. End of discussion. I don't care what side of the aisle. If you are on top of the aisle under the church, I don't care.
Yeah, I love it when they say that, what about Clinton? That means Clinton could probably be in trouble, and Obama could be in trouble, Biden could be in trouble. Okay, lock them all the fuck up then.
Right. Oh no, I'll have to get rid of my Clinton. I'll have to get rid of my Clinton flags and my Clinton shirt and my Clinton bumper stickers and my Clinton identity.
Perfume and boots and Clinton clothes and hot air balloons and fucking whatever the fuck else this man made in China sent to you.
A quick announcement here for those that are watching over on the tubes. If you do want to join in on this conversation, if you look up Dugald, Atheist Bulldog, on TikTok mobile, you can get that with a cell phone or a tablet, just any kind of mobile device. PC won't work, unfortunately. Then, you can join in on this conversation. I see a lot of snowflakes being thrown around, which is funny, the irony.
The cryingest, whiniest, most butthurt party in the world are MAGA, and they call everybody else snowflakes. It's hysterical. They don't even realize it. It's hysterical.
What's fucked, in my opinion, is that these are like the most manliest, man, I'm a big man, I do manly man. And then they do shit like that. Like, What the fuck?
Y'all sound fucking ridiculous.
I have more testicular fortitude.
Like, literally, MAGA sounds ridiculous because their extreme answer to everything is pew it or unalive it, send it somewhere else or ignore it because America.
Right. Talk about Andrew Wilson. He was saying, we need to build a border and have shoot to unalive. It's like, okay, what?
No, it's literally just like back in castle medieval times. We'll just shit in this long tube and then have someone shovel it out because we don't really care. And then whatever they do
fix actual problems. Well, Democrats don't either. I'm not going to sit here and say Democrats are any better because their idea is to give it a distraction or a Band-Aid.
No one wants to do my idea.
Which is what?
I say we get a president basically from each state, right? And every single aspect of the state, like farming, agriculture, is ran by one person, and they all have to visit the citizens of their farming and their agriculture and whatever, and actually look at it, spend time with it, actually understand what's going on in the communities. people who want to be involved in sports. You have to go and volunteer for children's sports, so on and so forth.
It should be like that with our current system. The easiest way to make that happen is to get money out of politics.
No, yeah. And then, after that, everybody, every single state official has to go into the same room and fight out every single issue that is happening among the citizens. Like, if there's like the AB ban, right? You have to go in there and you are not coming out until there is an opinion. And if it is not in line with the public opinion, you are fired. If you vote against the public, like our wants as citizens, you are done. You are no longer in that seat for your entire life. No, no, no. You are no longer even guaranteed a good paycheck. You are guaranteed the bare minimum. If you want to work extra, you can, but you are making minimum wage. That is it. You are not getting a house stipend for you. You're not getting a vehicle. You're not getting food. Nope. You're going to have to live like regular citizens because it needs to stop being glorified and it needs to be exactly what it is, a public service job for your community.
That's what I want. That's why I want money out of politics, term limits, age limits, and I've actually made an amendment to my idea, income limit. If you make over $1 million, you don't get to be in office.
No, absolutely.
Because that means you've got way too much on the outside that influences you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No, yeah. And if you get any money from like lobbying, like actually like trying to corrupt shit, no, you're done. You're going to prison.
Well, that's why I'm in favor of money out of politics altogether. If you can't raise it by your constituents, then and a small stipend from the government itself, then nope, sorry, don't care.
Exactly. If the citizens don't want you that bad, guess what? You shouldn't be holding that office.
And it's easy to get around that because here's the thing. If people want to know about their candidates, which they should, you can make it easy to make that happen. You don't get to vote unless you know somehow get to pass some type of knowledge gauging test on your candidates.
Yeah, I agree full-heartedly. They should, and I would even go a step further, and I would say they should have a full-on profile on them. Like, if you want to run for any sort of office, you should be able to go to your like your state or like local county or whatever. Or
no rhetoric, just how you voted on everything.
Yeah, and it shows you
ever made.
Everything. Oh yeah, how much they make, their address, everything.
If you're new to office, it won't show your votes, but you should then put in the core issues that are important to you and which side of them you line on.
Right. And if that ever changes.
Not some rhetoric, not just a big long spiel. No, like LGBTQIA rights, 4. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or even just a green dot and a red dot.
Right, something.
Like just something.
But it's mostly to me just getting if you can't, because here's the thing, you don't need to pay all these big corporations and networks to advertise for you because yes, you can if you can raise enough of your constituents' money to do so. But also if you can't, we have public access television and radio. You can broadcast on there for literally free.
Literally, that's why PBS exists.
Right. So if people want to actually be involved in their government and know what decisions are being made and why, then they should research it and have to go to those sources to find out about the people they're going to vote for.
Right. And like, this is where I get a lot of heat, right? Because I personally, this is personal, like 100% personal opinion. I feel that if you are in church, you shouldn't be in office, period. Because you are going to take that into the office with you. And I don't trust you.
I can't really say that for everybody personally, only because I know people who are not of the Abrahamic faith who don't take their religion with them. So it's really just about where that religion is at the time when it happens. You know what I mean? If it's got the same gusto for conversion as it does now, then yeah, of course, maybe we could specify, hey, if you're part of these specific religions that require recruitment, then maybe you don't get to hold an office.
I'm against it altogether for one reason. Like a part of the Abrahamic religions, no. Firm boundary, nope, not happening. Because every single book, branch, every single part of it is not, to me, I can't trust you. If you're a Mormon, I just cannot trust you. Like in that faith, I can't trust you. Can't do it.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with you as a person. It has everything to do with what you are being taught in that building. And I don't agree with it. And I know it's going to be taken into the booths. And I don't trust it. And like, I think that if you want to be running for office, you should depend on secular knowledge and information.
I agree with that. I'd be fine with you being secular in your ideas for government. Yes, for sure. I think ultimately we need more parties. They need to not be privatized. They need to get money out of it, and they need to put term and age limits. You can't be, 80 fucking years old no more, being wheeled in on a wheelchair to make votes when you may or may not even have your full cognitive abilities anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't like whenever someone in church also wants to be in politics, or whenever someone in politics also feels a burning desire to go meet Jesus. Like, to me, pick one. Pick one. You cannot be both. You can only pick one.
Right. Because you're automatically a special interest. I get that.
Exactly. Precisely. And if you go to church and you're in politics, you inevitably end up the community superstar, the pillar of society, whatever. And I just don't agree with that. I think that if you were in church, that's fine. That's A-okay. Don't be in politics. You want to be in politics? Can't believe in God. Sorry, sucks to suck. That's how that works. And that's where I get the most heat, because everyone's like, but there are good people. And I'm like, I never said there wasn't. Never said there wasn't. I just don't trust them because of their track record.
Yeah, but by that same token, then you would have to take their ability to vote out altogether then, because they're going to do the same thing when they go to vote.
Oh, exactly. But that's the thing. If it's as a majority as it's becoming, or as a minority as it's becoming, there we go.
Yeah, but it's not quite to that level of minority yet.
But it's getting there. It's getting there.
It's still pretty close to that halfway mark.
Hopefully it stops.
Oh,
because
the age of information is going to take care of that, but it's going to still take some time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think it's even going to be in our lifetimes, to be honest with you.
Not. Definitely not.
Maybe our great grandchildren, if the Earth stays that long. But
if we somehow gain back control,
it's literally hotter than Satan's freaking toenail outside.
Yeah, big old giant if we are ever able to gain control again on the side of not MAGA, then they're going to have to do so much re-separating of things. But I think it's going to be good in the long run if we can make that happen, because it will make them finally write law about AB. It will make them finally write laws on the various things that he's been able to weaponize against people.
Right.
And make them clearly define things in the Constitution that can't be argued anymore.
Right, and codify it and enshrine it and fully make it a part of our full law.
Because the Constitution was supposed to be a changing, ever-growing document. It was always supposed, otherwise you wouldn't be allowed to do amendments.
Right, exactly.
So the idea that it's supposed to remain as is or never change, like constitutional fundamentalists, like libertarians tend to be, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that, because the founding fathers, even though they weren't stellar people, not that they were models of people, because they owned people, but
yeah, they were definitely not.
but the fact of the matter is, they still talked about their vision for things, and their vision did not include
a god.
the current ways of things. It didn't include a god. It didn't include, certain.
It included
And
freedom.
they flat out said, no, it should change as society changes. So should this.
It literally included freedom.
Yeah.
It just wanted freedom and wellment and betterment for society. And we've just gone the opposite direction. I always say we've ran so fast around the globe, we don't even realize we ended up in the exact place that we're running from.
Right. All right, guys, real quick, keep tapping. Please share. Let's try to get the shares out above 100 and get the taps up to 50K if we can, because we're dipping in numbers. And I really would like to talk to some other people. And I promise we are going to talk. I keep saying we're not going to yell, and I've been trying to be pretty good about it. And I've not been too bad lately. Good. But I do want to have some actual conversation. Even if I don't agree with them, I still want to talk and try to figure this shit out. But yeah, so please tap share as best we can to get the shares over 100 and the likes up to 50 if we can. I know there's only 35 of you in here, but the more we do that, then the more we have in here, the more to help you out with doing.
Honestly, like I think a good like middle ground that could be reached is universal health care.
Yeah. Because the fact of the matter is, the only reason they didn't like universal health care initially, because when it was first somewhat proposed under Obama, it was under him. They didn't like him. They were racist against him. So it got changed into what it is now, which is still not great, but it was better, and it got more people insured, which is good. But honestly, just go to the full-on fucking universal health care. It's cheaper for everybody.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't understand this. You want to keep it so privatized, keep it out of government hands, when the government's literal function is to take care of the people that it's meant to represent. Like, if you don't start forcing the government to do the things that represent us and take care of us, that help us, then of course. But we're so fixed on Republicans, especially MAGA, trying to take things away from people because they think that when other people get something, that it means something is being taken from them, and it's not the case.
It's not the case. It's Republicans taking away from blue states.
Right, always. The biggest welfare states are red states. The biggest ones who are subsidized by blue states and blue counties, blue cities, are red states, red cities, red counties. Because there's not enough of y'all to do anything.
Somebody in the YouTube chat said it's not up to the government to help us. Are you kidding me?
It's literally the entire function of the government.
Yeah, like
literally the entire function of the government.
National defense and the common welfare. That's like the two things the Constitution says that the government is the federal government is meant for.
Literally the entire point of the government.
I'm sorry, but this is why I watch Narcos. Just cut off the fucking supplier. Cut off the fucking supply, and then boom, the bitch runs dry.
The medical industry.
I'm sorry, that was Narcos language. Y'all get the point, though.
Yeah. The medicine should not be done at a profit. It should not be a market. It should not be.
Should the doctors be paid? Yes, but should the whole entire industry be profit? No, because first and foremost, you letting religion decide your health care.
Well, and then
big CEOs who just want to save money decide the healthcare that the church doesn't decide after that.
You're letting capitalism control your health too. Like, if it's not profitable, then they won't allow you. They will deny you.
Literally being turned away.
Yeah.
For having cancer, they can't help having cancer.
Yeah, literally, when I was getting my CAT scans for a cancerous node that was in my pelvis, I got denied 3 times by my insurance company for the CAT scan that was necessary to confirm if it was cancerous or not. And then, for the procedure to go a little further down to get that node out, had to be confirmed too. And that was denied at first. And I was getting all these letters of denial in the mail that said oh, you're going to have to pay $8,000, $15,000, $20,000. And people don't know what the hell that those letters mean. Like, yeah, they say this is not a bill on them, but people don't realize that. They just see you owe $15,000 and they're probably gonna, make some pretty rash decisions or freak out. And luckily, my insurance, I was able to get a hold of like the surgeons and stuff and get them to get the approvals needed. But that was also done by a bunch of effort on my own part. Like the profitability of insurance and medical care has created it to where these people that are sick have to be their own like advocates. You have to be your own like social worker in a way where it's like if you are like literally unaliving, that is like you don't have the energy for that.
You have to be your own accountant, your own social worker, your own advocate, your own patient advocate.
Secretary. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
You have to get a hold of, even though it's all within the same hospital, you got to make sure that urology is talking to oncology, is talking to radiology. Like you have to make sure all these people are talking to each other. And it's ridiculous. If we had a single payer healthcare system, it would all be the same systems. It would all be the same data that's all in the same databases that in the communication would just create itself. The infrastructure would create itself. Instead, we have people going from hospital to hospital selling all these different, like enterprise software packages that are compatible with only certain providers, and not compatible with others. And then that's where you get this whole in-network, out-of-network BS.
Well, you want me to be honest right now? So we have a certain insurance company, and no matter where we go in the world, we can always log into a portal and boom, all of our medications are right there. They're all deliverable to our home. All of them, like that website has like in-network providers, out-of-network providers, this, that, the third, all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, if they can provide this to us for, X reason, why can't they do that for literally everybody else? It doesn't seem that hard, especially if they're offering me all of these extra benefits that I don't need and I never will use probably. Why don't they just give them to you, Benny? That's what I don't get.
Well, that's not profitable. Like if they don't use it, then they don't have to spend the money.
No, I know, but I'm like,
like in a socialized program, the money they're already budgeted for it. Would be able to.
I'm just like, listen, insurance provider, I don't need a pelvic CT, but you know what I do need? A mammogram. And you know what this person needs? A pelvic CT. And you know what they don't need? A mammogram. Look at that. Maybe we should just trade. Huh? Who would have thunk?
Yeah, it's wild. It's so wild. I have like a 17-minute long video where I'm just like ranting about just like all these complications that I had when I was going through everything. It was, I don't even know how many times I just like had like a mental breakdown where I was just like, I give up, you got to power through it. It does seem to work itself out. I mean, luckily I had a job that provided, pretty good insurance. And I'm paying like for the topmost insurance and I still am hitting the out-of-pocket max and I'm after the fact, I'm just in surveillance. So like, it's ridiculous. Like how much money, I probably spend more money than people spend on like a vacation house just to make sure I don't have cancer still.
Right. And it shouldn't be that way. Like these tests should be like $10 at most. And by that, I mean like in gas to get there. And that's it.
Well, and then if I may bring it back to more of a religious thing, God in Deuteronomy says that those with, because it was testicular cancer, bilateral, so that's both testicles, they were damaged. And God says in Deuteronomy that if you have damaged testicles, you are not allowed in the temple of God. So I never left God. God left me.
But he also says that you are already consecrated. I think, yeah, if you partake in the sacrifice, but you're not allowed to walk up to the altar and give sacrifice, but you are allowed to partake in the burnt offering eating.
Yeah. But like you can't join the others.
So technically, and okay, so as someone who's infertile, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's God's way of saying we are maybe his favorite in a weird, sick, twisted way.
Maybe. I mean, like in a way of like pushing away those, that he loves the most, I guess, or something.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
I mean, that does fit in with like the whole like Old Testament kind of story of where like the Jews were just like constantly being like messed up, and they were just like, yeah, well, that's because we're the chosen ones, and it's like, hey, whatever you got to tell yourself.
Well, now learning about what all that entails, I'm like, damn, I would never want to be the chosen ones.
Like, that's what Isaiah's like all talking about. The suffering servant, that's Israel.
Oh. There we go. Sorry.
That's okay. Just a little bit of,
Got my backup up. Sometimes it helps to have my backup up. Yeah, keep tapping, keep sharing, guys. The shares haven't moved at all. If we can get that up, that'd be great. As much as you can. I appreciate you. I also know Justin's live. A bunch of other people are live right now too.
You're doing all right on the tubes. I just wish there was more. Like, I wish they could hit these request buttons and come on just straight from there.
What's funny is they bitch about me anytime I speak, yet they're still there watching. Hi everyone, I see you.
Are you in the chat? Are you watching the chat?
I was. Hi everyone.
Yeah, they go off on that. It's like the Wild West over there.
That's so funny.
I just think it's funny that it's only when I talk, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, she needs to shut up." This and I'm like,
Well, though, like you called it.
yeah, always. MAGA men hate me because I hold up a mirror to them and then I do it more obnoxious. I do it better than them, and they hate that. Like that one guy said, "Fuck you, bitch."
I want more, like...
Hold on a second. Cray, is Christina and Ty on a Christian's live, or are they running a live and Christians are just on there attacking her? I'm confused.
Well, wasn't Rhea on? Or did she...
They're on a Christian live?
Rhea had her own live.
On one. Okay, they're on one. Well, no, Rhea's live ended a little bit ago. I think.
Okay. See,
I might be wrong on that. I'm not sure.
I'm stuck a few hours ago.
I'm not entirely sure. She was on when I got started, so she may still be on. I'm not sure. Well, that's crazy, Cray. I'm sorry that's happening. If I weren't live, I'd probably be over there with him. Oh, Rhea did end? Okay. Yeah, I'd be over there with him if I weren't already live myself. Tell them they're welcome to come here and hang out if they want afterward.
I wonder if it was the dude who I pissed off and made him have a full-on meltdown.
I was on some Christian's live this morning too. She's on her backup. She was on somebody else's live this morning too, another Christian's. Her and Gaslight both, but Gaslight's known for that. But Ty's been at it herself here today, and I was surprised by that.
I just wonder if it was the guy that I asked one question and set him off.
Oh, the Oppenheimer guy that started calling you the Schnazi?
Yeah, him. I wonder if it's him over there.
I don't know. That was wild.
Hey, Joyful. How are you, friend?
People who aren't Christian obsess over those who are. Yeah, because we have to deal with you guys. That's the point. Yeah. Is if it's gonna be shoved down my throat, then yeah, I'm gonna bitch about it. Deal with it.
my freaking door and bothering me with this crap.
I'm so sick of hearing Jesus came into you or reading Jesus came into this earth and came all over and came in me and all these different things on billboards. There's so many Jesus comings on billboards. I can't stand it.
He's always coming, but he never comes. Why is that?
He is the edgelord.
He's the ultimate gooner.
He's also the ultimate hide and seek player.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He is also not real.
Wait, Joyful, why are you bad? Like Michael Jackson bad.
Joyful.
I'm bad.
When are you gonna be going live? When's your new show start, Joyful?
August.
Why don't you call me?
Beginning of August, I thought I said.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shoot, this weekend we're going to a little music festival. I just remembered that.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Is my audio okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Benny, shut up.
You don't call me anymore. Why don't you call me?
I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to spend as much time doing the things I need to do before I start back on TikTok.
So you're one of the things that he wants to do, Benny. So doing you isn't a chore.
Okay, all right. I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, there you go. He's excited to do you.
I'll be doing you soon enough, Benny.
All right, just as long as you remember to do me. I'm excited
There's been a lot of Jesus's comings and joyful, joyful, joyful doing days. Whole bunch of yeehaw. That was just at the right time for that. Just the perfect time for that.
I haven't had the chance, Joyful, to congratulate you on your big W. Was it last week?
Why wasn't it a no last week?
2 weeks ago. 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, see, this is how long you haven't called me for 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks since you've owed? Oh my God.
I talked to Seth. So
I heard.
That was good enough.
I guess. But I just wanted to say, because you did good, dude. You did really good.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do another one with T.
He honestly, W for him too. Like, I know Seth gives me a lot of shit for being too nice to certain like Christian debaters, but Truth Over T is actually a pretty like decent person.
He is. But yeah, I just came up to say, yeah, August 4th will be the kickstart of the new show. And Dugald still hasn't arranged a time and date.
Damn it.
But that's okay. I mean, I just feel a little
I have
sad.
ADHD.
Okay.
You gotta remind me. I forget shit a lot.
Dugald, we will just be fillers.
No, you're fine.
We can just be fillers. When somebody drops out, we'll come up and help.
Well, no, it don't work like that for me because if somebody drops out on a date that I'm in Chicago,
never
that ain't
mind.
gonna work.
never fucking mind.
That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I already have a bullpen of people to fill in. I got Benny, Crystal, and sometimes Justin. But Justin also did schedule one on the 28th. So that'll
Johnson?
be good. Yeah, Deconstruct. I Am His Pastor is going to call in the first night. So that should be fun.
Don't judge me, Dugald. I just stopped crying in order to send that message of 626 funny moment.
Yeah, she said that just the right time. It's perfect. No, so I'm changing my live schedule from August. It's going to be on probably Mondays and Tuesdays. And then I won't have any lives on the weekends because I'll be in Chicago or he'll be down here. So I try not to be on TikTok when I'm with him because we only get so much time. So any Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday should be fine. Well, yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday should be fine.
Well, they're just Mondays and Thursdays, so I'll send you what Thursdays I have available, and then just pick one, and I'll put you down for it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I got to figure out a time that I can maybe go live every once in a while. I do it mainly but if you're on Dugald, I like casting you, and I like casting like Mezzo and stuff. But if I need somebody to be on, I guess I'll go on, and do a little.
I get it.
Great. Now Joel's going on.
Well, I'm hoping to get it to where I'm doing it 3 nights a week. Once we start these new debate things, I'm hoping to have a big enough bullpen to pull that off. But going Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays eventually. But that's further down the road.
Gotcha. So here, same thing. Pick any Wednesday, Thursday, and that should be plenty of time. Friday, I'm usually driving up there, but I mean, I live and get chauffeured all the time. But
Right.
Just tell them I'm being chauffeured when I do it. Anytime after 2:30 Eastern, because that's what time I get off work. So if we can manage around then, that's perfect.
Have you seen all those like crazy people posting on Twitter? Sorry, I'm like being completely ADHD right now and like huge tangent. But I was thinking about like Cincinnati and
That's where I'm at.
right. Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I was just gonna say I was thinking about it.
Don't worry about it. Come to my house, watch what happens.
Well, did you see about like that girl that got laid out? And like there's all these pictures from like libs of TikTok and Laura Loomer and Charlie Kirk and Elon Musk and all these icky people that are trying to like start up this like weird race like thing where like, yeah, she's this kind of like blonde Midwestern white tea chick, and she got laid out because she like put herself into a like situation that her husband or boyfriend or something started with a group of non-white people. And now it's being turned into like, oh, why isn't the media covering this? And it's like, man, you guys are all just like clipping all you're clipping is her getting knocked out.
If anything else, and the big talk I've been hearing on TikTok lately is the all-white town built in the Ozarks.
Ew.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Like I cannot roll my eyes any harder.
I mean, they're called sundown towns. What are they talking about?
Right, they already have those dummies. They don't do that great.
No,
they don't do that great. Hey, Cyber. Yeah, they don't do that great. We already have sundown towns.
Eclairs, I did answer. You said, does God lactate? And I said,
Oh no.
and ejaculates with a smiley face. So yeah, he does. Well, they.
There's
them.
some kind of ejaculation going on, or else they wouldn't have gotten Mary pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
Had to been something.
I believe that God's like has everything, like even things we don't even know about sexually.
Yes, that's how I like to think about it too. I'm like, they have like everything while also simultaneously looking like Barbie and Ken and having like nothing.
so like a cloaca
Yeah, but
God
also
has a cloaca.
but also having like everything else too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Like he has everything.
Really quick to hear, I'm going to answer that for you. Yes, or else you would not have put hours in hours, if you know what I mean. Unknown, are you over 21? I don't think Unknown knows they're here.
Are you playing Call of Duty?
Sounds like it. That would be funny if it was.
Did you see me earn eternal life on Daniel Green's live?
No, you did? How's that?
I was the only one that could answer all 5 of his trivia questions, and I earned eternal life.
Aw. Well,
Yeah, it was awesome. The Holy Spirit led me through all the questioning. It was a whole thing.
can you give that eternal life over to me? But like, I would rather take it like as a vampire, not like as this weird like spiritual vessel thing.
The only kind of vampire I'd want to be is an energy vampire. Other than that, like, I'm not into the blood.
Yeah, I don't want to eat blood and harm people like that. I'd be fine with sucking some energy.
I didn't say I was going to be a blood drinking vampire.
You can only go by one other kind.
No, I was going to be a hair vampire. I was just going to eat people's cut hair.
Ew.
Yeah, that actually sounds really gross.
I hate human hair being on me. I don't mind if it's animal hair, but human hair, ugh, I can't do it.
There's advertisements for a horror movie that were going around in general, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it was like how to get her back or something like that. But in the promo, they kept showing the little girl who's like all gross, like she's dirty or whatever, and
she's like possessed or something.
I guess. And they show her just putting big gob of hair in her mouth, and I'm just like, what? I can't. Just and to chew on it like she was gonna eat it. And it was just like
the sneezing in the background really put emphasis on that part.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just like, yeah, no, it really put emphasis.
It's funny.
My sister-in-law used to eat her hair when she was growing up, like
Oh
from
my
anxiety.
God.
Oh,
Is she
Yeah,
okay? It doesn't.
She is now.
Oh, do they have to do surgery? Because I know sometimes they can get a blockage in their stomach.
yeah. What are those called? Like a bolus?
I'm not exactly sure.
I don't know.
I don't know what they're called, but yeah, since hair and the red stuff in our body isn't digestible, that's why they tell you not to put your head back if you have a nosebleed, because if it goes into your stomach, you can't digest it, and so you just end up pooping it out.
It's a Bezoar, Bezoar.
Oh, but yeah,
yeah.
it basically forms a giant hairball.
Yeah. Oof. Ouch.
Yeah, no thanks.
The stuff like
can
that
think about-
is proof that God does not exist. I'm just saying right now.
When you said the hairball thing, all I could think about is Angela from The Office. I don't know if you guys have seen that episode, but yeah, she like spits up a hairball from licking her cats. It's real gross.
Ew. Yeah, I'm glad I've never watched that show, and that made me. Yeah, I'm never gonna watch it now. Thank you.
I am repulsed, disgusted.
Oh, Jen, that sounds awful.
Help! I need an adult. I feel like I have the O feeling. Help! I need an adult.
What happened? We're not getting anybody coming in or out. I noticed. Well, wait, one person just joined.
Oh, well, we're getting them out. We're dropping people. We're dropping people.
Because of me, I'll drop.
No. Should I do a reset?
If you do, let me. Well, yeah, I gotta do a little quick thing. If you do a reset, I just gotta find your live again.
Well, I'll send it directly to you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
All right.
Thanks for having me up, man.
No problem, Joyful.
Good to hear from you finally, Joyful. It's been 2 weeks. Just saying. All right.
Shut up, Benny.
You're welcome to come back if you want, Joyful. Appreciate you. You're welcome anytime. All right, guys. I'll be right back. Didn't mean to start a group. Damn it. Oh well. Just getting restarted. Had to do a restart, y'all. It was numbers dropping bad. Hey, Oblivion.
In a world dominated by fascism, where societal collapse is only imminent, where religious doctrines infiltrate our government, one man stands alone.
Perfection.
Hey, Rabbi Hana.
Just trying to get this all sent back out again since we're restarting.
So the Tangerine Tyrant over here pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell.
Did he actually give her a pardon?
Hold on, let me bring up the article again. I think he's giving her a pardon if she testifies in Supreme Court.
No, which just means a pardon only if she testifies in his favor.
Yeah, hold on, let me get the article again.
Hi, Rabbi Hana. Thank you for coming back. That's good. Chaos, thank you all for coming back. I appreciate you. You know what to do. All the things. Tap and tap. Share. All those stuffs. All those things. All right. Thanks, Chaos. I appreciate you. Yeah, welcome back to Bounce. Keep tapping, keep sharing. Did a restart because went from 50 people down to 15 people. Figured it'd be a good idea to restart. Welcome back, Dr. Joe.
Yeah, so apparently her trial's being postponed. Well, she's seeking to be postponed because in addition to wanting immunity, which is the pardon, she also because she's making a lot of demands.
And they'll give them to her as long as she doesn't ever mention Trump's name in any of it.
Yeah, she wants immunity. She wants to receive a committee of investigators. Questions of the interview.
I didn't mean to invite you again. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry, Oblivion.
Yeah, so she wants a committee of investigators. She wants questions in advance of the interview. She wants to delay the disposition after her appeal, and to relocate the disposition outside of the prison that she is being held.
I'm gonna go on mute real quick. I'm on the phone.
I know, no worries, Benny. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to invite you again if you weren't able. No worries.
Yeah. She's making all these demands because, and I quote, if she doesn't get them, she will invoke her Fifth Amendment rights.
Oof. All right, Rabbi Hana, you missed it earlier. Let's hope that doesn't pan out, but I already know it will. She's going to get everything she asked for, and all she's going to have to do is just mention everybody but Trump. That's exactly what's going to happen. It'll give his base what they want, and it'll keep him free and clear like he gets away with everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, you'll get your pardon as long as you don't mention anything about him, even though the list has already been outed. The PDFs for those files are literally in public access, so how they're saying it doesn't exist is bullshit. And Trump's name is on that list more than 3 times.
Right. So, and he the other day said, I didn't have the privilege of going to the island. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But, you know, you'll see how that goes. Rabbi Hannah, you missed it earlier. Ooh.
Hannah no quest?
No, she's in the chat. I'm just talking to her because she missed something earlier that I'm glad she wasn't here for, but part of me also wishes she were at the same time. Basically, we had a Jewish person who came up and everything. We were just talking and everything, and he got asked. We didn't know he was Jewish at all. We were talking about Trump and all the stuff he does. So somebody asked him, do you support the G-side on Gaza? And he lost his ever-loving mind. You're an anti-Semite. You only ask me that because I'm Jewish and blah, like went from calm and cool to losing his shit in 2 seconds. And all it took was somebody asking him that question. He lost his mind. And it turns out he's got a lot of Zionist propaganda on his page. I didn't know that afterward. We didn't know he was Jewish at the time either. No, nobody had any idea he was Jewish. Literally no idea. At least nobody up on panel. I don't know about anybody in chat, but I don't pay attention to chat like that much. Unless they're talking to me directly. So I don't know, but he lost his ever-loving shit. It's a question I've asked many people. Jewish or otherwise. But yeah, we had no idea. He was up here as Mr. or Junior Oppenheimer, but lots of people use those names and stuff, especially, and he was like, we were talking about leftist policies and like how we could get rid of, you know, the Orange Man or whatever, like how we could get him out without violence or anything. And literally all one person did was ask him, how do you feel about the G-side in Gaza? And he went from 0 to pissed. Started calling all of us anti-Semitic, saying I was like, I'm literally was just sitting there going, what is going on? Nobody knew you were Jewish. What are you talking about?
That's not the first time I'm hearing a story like this. Like I'm hearing something like in the rounds.
Yeah, it was so crazy. All right, Ghost Rose, are you over 21?
I'm 42, yeah.
Perfect. What did you want to talk about?
No, I was wondering, you're saying there's a genocide in Gaza? Is that what you're saying?
The G-side. Watch out, TikTok.
Okay, G-side. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Who is causing that G-side?
The Israelites.
You think Israel's causing that G-side?
Sure.
Do you remember October 8th?
Do you remember all the other things the people of Israel did before and after that?
No, I was asking you if you remember October 8th, 2023.
I do, but do you remember before and after that?
No.
Israel
do you remember it?
I do, but what's the point?
Do you remember the Palestinians?
If Israel did bad things before and after that, what difference does that make?
Do you remember the Palestinians dancing in the streets the day after the attack on Israel?
I do, and do you remember what Israel did to the Palestinians?
What should Israel do about that?
Why do you keep ignoring what happened before that?
Should Israel allow that to happen on whatever happened?
Why do you keep ignoring what Israel did before that?
Why won't you answer that question? What should Israel do about that dancing in the streets?
I didn't say they shouldn't do anything, and I'm not answering that question because you keep ignoring what Israel did before that.
What did Israel do before that?
Israel has done nothing but attack fucking Palestine since its inception before that. It has done nothing but have an apartheid state on them before that. They were making the Gazans miserable before that. So just because did Hamas do something bad? Yes. Should they have done it? Absolutely not. But they caused it by doing what they do to the Palestinians. You ignoring that doesn't change that.
What did they exactly do to cause October 7th?
Do you not know the history of Israel? You have no idea what Palestine has gone through from Israel over the years? You have no idea.
Do you not know that Hamas is
so if you don't know that Hamas, if you do not know what Israel has done to Palestine before October 7th, then you don't care about this issue because you only know from what happened on October 7th on. You don't know what Israel did before that.
I mean, do you remember what happened on September 10th of 2023?
Ghost,
tell me what happened on September 10th. No, tell me what happened. I asked.
like so quick to say like, oh, October 7th, we don't know about September 10th, 2023. When Israel itself, sent the tax over into Palestine.
Why? Do you think Israel would live in peace if they were left alone?
They are on somebody else's land to begin with. You can't leave people alone when you live on their land.
Is what you're saying.
You can't leave people alone if you live on someone else's land.
Okay, I get it. Okay, slow down. So Israel doesn't have the right to exist, right?
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Where in anything we said did anybody say that? No, that is not my argument.
You said they're on somebody else's land.
That's never my argument. You're inferring that, but
you
that's
said,
not what
you said they're on somebody else's land. You said they're on somebody else's land. You said they're on somebody else's land.
Where did I say that on somebody else's live? Tell me, please tell me where I said that on somebody else's live. I would love to hear that.
No. You just said they were on someone else's land.
Yes, I did. Did that in any way, shape, or form say that Israel's not allowed to exist? No, it doesn't.
Whose land is Israel?
They're on Palestinian land. Israel was given that land. Israel did not exist before Britain and the U.S. decided to put the refugees from the Holocaust somewhere.
Okay, so where would you like Israel to go?
And they put them on Palestinian land. They could have put them in a number of places. Instead, they smacked them right dab in the middle of where they knew they would have an advantage in the Middle East, as opposed to
where would you like
not somebody else's land. Well, they actually have a community up to the south in South America that was all set up for people that were refugees from there. They could have also let them go back to Germany. They could have done any number of places. That didn't have to. The U.S. could have taken them in themselves. Britain could have taken them in. No, they didn't want to do that.
Where would you like them to go? Where would you like them to go?
I just told you. I just answered that.
Well,
in
where?
depth. Multiple selections I gave you.
You were ranting. You weren't telling me where you want them to go. You were just ranting.
I just gave you multiple different places they could have gone.
Where? No, tell me where you want them to go now, not where they could have gone.
No, I said where they could have gone. Could have gone. They could have been inducted into the U.S. They could have been sent to Britain. They could have been given that other occupied land or that other land that was sectioned off for them in the South America. They could have sent them to any number of allied countries.
I get that. Okay, now where would you like them to go now?
I don't want them to go anywhere now. The problem is they need to realize that they exist in the same space as somebody else and they don't get to just off them because they don't like it.
Okay, and so their citizens should just be allowed to be attacked willy-nilly.
No, they're the ones attacking Palestine first.
Ghost Rose. Like real quick.
You guys just want to ignore October 7th.
Ghost Rose, you're over here saying, Ghost Rose, you're over here saying, like, oh, let the Israelis get attacked. Number one, September 13th of 2023, 5 Palestinians were unalived at the Gaza border. What were they doing?
I don't know anything about that. So
right, that's the fucking problem. You got fucking goddamn opinions about something you don't fucking know about.
Okay, now tell us about October 7th. What should Israel have done about that?
We already know what happened on October 7th. That doesn't supersede nor undo everything that happened before that.
What should Israel have done on October 7th?
That's like sitting there saying... That's like saying, that is like saying...
You think yelling makes your
No, I'm going to yell because you keep talking over me and making stupid-ass remarks.
You have feminine tendencies. You're yelling like...
I'm gay. I'm allowed to have feminine tendencies. I don't give a fuck.
Feminine tendency.
Wah. Cry about it harder. Cry harder.
Yell a little louder.
Wait,
Yell a little louder, little boy. Yell a little louder.
Maybe I could get in on this?
Yes, go ahead, Rabbi Hannah.
Hi, Ghost Rose. I happen to be a Jew. Nice to meet you.
Hey, great to meet you as well.
So, what is your reasoning for standing with Israel?
Israel has the right to exist and the right to defend itself. And 100%. And that's what they're doing.
I would agree with you.
When you saw the Palestinians...
He doesn't want to acknowledge what happened before that.
You should aware that.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Do you mind if I interject and add some nuance here?
Sure, if you're not going to yell at me like that other guy was yelling.
That's all going to depend on you. I'm a
You're yelling
kind,
like my wife yells when she gets
Cry
mad.
harder.
I am a kind, patient
Like a
person.
woman.
Cry harder.
Go ahead.
I am a kind, patient person. Nice will depend on you. I will respect.
I'm always
and as
nice
long
and
as you're
humble.
respectful, we're good.
I'm always respectful.
Okay. So then we should have no problems. So I don't think anybody here is saying that Israel shouldn't exist. And I will say that, of course, that is a dumb argument. Nobody argues whether or not France should exist. It just does. So Israel just exists. There are 9 million Israelis who live there. It just exists. That is the thing. Now, and I don't think anyone is saying that the IDF didn't have a right to go in and respond appropriately when hostages were taken.
Well,
Absolutely.
describe appropriately. What would you suggest would be appropriately in a situation like that?
I think that if you just let me finish my thought process, we'll get there.
Okay.
Okay.
We can come back to that.
Yeah. So the thing is that according to Jewish law, because after all, these are Jews who are in Israel, right? Yeah.
Go ahead.
There are. So according to Jewish law, because remember, Israel is not a democracy, it is a theocracy. And now it has more freedoms than any other place there in the Middle East. That being said, it is still ultimately a theocracy. So they develop their laws based on Judaic halakha, meaning our law, our religious law. So in that, we have a statement that says, Pekuach nafesh. We are allowed to break every law that we have in search of the preservation of life. Pekuach nefesh. Okay? So, while, yes, a proportionate response to try and go and get the hostages was absolutely warranted, we are now past the point, according to Jewish law, where it is about justice and bringing about justice, and we are now into the point where it's about revenge.
According to who? According to you? According to who?
So, I am so sorry that the middle of my sentence interrupted.
No, you're just monologuing. And you're
He's
making points
explaining something, jackass. She's a fucking Jewish person and a rabbi to boot. Don't be fucking rude. This is why I yelled at you. You're fucking rude because you weren't letting people finish. You just want to talk to me right.
For 5 minutes.
Because I don't care. She'll talk for 20.
Gonna be here for 20 minutes or she
I don't give a fuck. Then go. Then go. Nobody asked you to be here.
Have her answer my question.
Go. Nobody has to do shit for you. She was
stop
talking.
yelling, bro.
She
Stop
was
yelling.
talking,
You're
dumbass. She's
stressed.
talking.
You're losing
And
your
because
head
you
because you're
don't
so
want to
stressed.
listen, you are getting yelled at. Because you don't want to listen. You want to scream and you want to be right because you want to ignore what happened before October 7th because that part hurts your little fifis. That part hurts your fifis. So you up here just blah, 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 cry, because the bad man yelled at you. Oh, do a bad man yell at you?
Triggering guys like you.
So
I'm
as
not
I was
triggered,
saying,
sweetie. I'm going to forget all about you once you drop.
So, as I was saying, when you said, according to who? According to Jewish law of the State of Israel. According to the law of the State of Israel, we are capable and are supposed to pursue justice. Zedek tirdaf.
Which is what they're doing right now. Which is what they're doing. They're pursuing justice.
If I'm not done, like, I can understand why your wife yells at you if this is what you do to her. So in that pursuit of justice, we are not allowed to go into what is revenge. Now, the reason I say this, 75% of Israeli citizens right now are begging for a ceasefire. Because yes, we agree that hostages need to be brought home. Absolutely, hostages need to be brought home. There have been atrocities done to the hostages that are unfathomable. And also, people who have no choice where they are born, i.e. children, should not have bombs dropped on them.
Smarter.
He doesn't want to hear anything, Rabbi. He's just here to say shit.
Spreading propaganda. But go ahead, keep going.
I don't know how I'm spreading propaganda. I just said hostages should be brought home.
You're throwing out numbers like 75%. That's ridiculous. But go ahead, keep throwing out
You're right, because I know nothing about the fucking country at all. I mean, I'm only a fucking Jew.
Rabbi used
My
the F
family
word.
are only
Hey,
over there.
Somebody's getting triggered.
She's allowed to
I'm
say
not
cuss
triggered.
words.
I use adult language.
Why do
So
you think
adult
that
language
you-
isn't triggered.
What is it about
if
it
you
that
feel some
makes you
sort of
think
way
people-
What kind of
about
woman
it.
uses the F word? What kind of woman uses the F word?
She
And a
thinks
woman
she's
who
such a
wants
big
to.
woman
Any
because she
fucking woman
uses
she
the
wants.
F word.
I use the F word. I use adult language when it is appropriate.
Wow,
If you don't
must
like
feel
it,
like
that's
a
okay.
big girl, don't
But you don't think they should continue to try to get the hostages back?
I do.
Don't go for revenge. Don't go for revenge and try to.
I
get the rest of the
absolutely do
hostages
believe
back.
they should get the hostages back. I think I've said that now 3 times.
How would you like to get those hostages back? Negotiate with Hamas? Is that what you want to do?
I would like to see Hamas brought to justice.
You want to negotiate
Absolutely.
with somebody? You want
Did
to
I
negotiate
say
with
anything
Hamas?
about that? Like
You wanna negotiate with the
you are
TSP.
applying not only feelings to me that I am not experiencing, but you're also applying words to me that I have not said.
Well, how would you
does
like
that
to
a
get the
lot.
hostages back?
He
How would
does
that
that
get
a
the
lot.
hostages back?
He does that a lot, Rabbi. He does
Well,
that.
How would you
so
like to get
we
the
are
hostages
at,
back?
I don't know if you're aware of this, but we are now at a place in this war where, there were 1,400 people that were unalived and taken hostage on October 7th. So
How would you
I'm
like?
sure
how would
you know
like to
that.
get the hostages back? That's what I'm asking. It's
I'm
a simple
sure that
question.
you know that.
It's a simple
And so-
question. How would you like to get the hostages back? Why can't you just answer that question?
I'm working on it.
Well,
but
it
please
shouldn't
be
take you very
patient.
long. It'd take me 30 seconds to answer that question.
Of course, because I'm going to assume your question is to annihilate every Palestinian in Gaza,
Well, what do you
and that
wanna
way
do
you
with
can
Hamas?
get them back.
Are you gonna negotiate with Hamas? Is that what you're gonna do?
I believe that Hamas needs to be brought to justice. I think now that's the 4th time I've said that.
That's what Israel's doing right now, is bringing Hamas to justice, right?
Not according to
by
Jewish law,
murdering
but
innocent
okay.
people. That
You mean
makes
the
a
way
lot
you
of sense.
interpret Jewish law? The way you interpret Jewish law?
Are you a Jew?
Yeah, justice speak by murdering children and women in their beds.
Yeah, that according
that's
to Jewish law
justice.
is abhorrent.
Never forget October 7th, my
That's
man.
justice.
Never forget October
How I
7th.
can? Why would I forget it? I
I'm
can't
talking to the
forget it.
host. I'm talking to the host. Never forget
That's
October 7th.
justice. Did children and women do October 7th? Is that what
Never
happened?
forget October
Is that
7th
what
and the
happened?
dancing in the streets on October
Children
8th.
and women who did it, huh?
Never forget the dancing in the streets.
And you
on
want to keep
October 8th.
forgetting about what happened before
then-
October 7th. None
well,
of that
I mean, you
matters,
said
huh?
that dancing in the streets, and yes, I witnessed that. And also, I witnessed people who were Israeli dancing at the street at the sound of bombs dropping on children. So there are no winners here.
I might agree with you there. There are no winners, but Israel has to have the right to
I agree that. Didn't I just say? I mean, at the beginning of this, I said no one should argue whether or not Israel should exist. It just does. This idea of whether or not they should have the right to exist is a stupid fucking question. They just exist
Where would you like them to exist? Because the host doesn't
right
want
where they are.
I didn't
host
say
doesn't
that.
like- the
You were
host doesn't like
putting
it.
words. You're doing it again. You're putting words in people's mouth that were not fucking.
The host said that she
spoken.
went back to Germany.
I did not say that.
No, he said what should you asked what they should have done in 1948. That's what he was answering. There were other options in 1948. He isn't talking about 2025.
So he's okay with them staying there now and occupying.
Yes, I already told you that multiple times.
Okay.
Because you can't shut up and actually listen to people talk. Instead, you're just here to say shit. You didn't hear me.
But I'm sorry, I didn't get an answer earlier. Do you happen to be a Jewish person?
No, I'm not a Jewish person.
Okay, so
I
when you
support
asked
Israel
me
100%.
when you asked me about the interpretation of the law, and I said according to Jewish law, and you say, but your interpretation, no, it's just Jewish law.
No,
That
it
is
is
the
your
halakha.
interpretation. It is your
It's,
interpretation.
she is a
Just like I
Jewish
have to.
person and a rabbi. She goes by their law.
I mean, I've only
Right, she
I've
can have her
only been-
interpretation of
What
the law
are you
too, right?
talking about? It's
I've
fucking
only
stupid.
been a Jew for 50 years.
Well, congratulations. You can have your own interpretation.
So you're
of the
going to
law.
sit there and tell a
Well,
Jew she doesn't know what she's talking
Absolutely.
about.
That's okay. That's okay. You're free to believe whatever you like. That's completely fine. But I don't think you actually stand with Israel for any other thing than because you're a Christian and you believe all of us need to go there so that your Messiah can come.
Oh, so now you're just going to throw me into overgeneralization. I got it.
No, I was
I mean, that's
asking.
what
I
you
see what you're
do.
saying.
So why not?
I see what you're saying.
I mean, that's what
Okay,
you
Rabbi.
do.
Is that
You
the
got me
reason you
figured
stand
out,
with
Rabbi. You
Israel?
got me
Like,
figured out.
That's what
is
you
that
do.
the reason you stand with Israel?
got
Is
me
because
figured
of
out,
that?
Rabbi.
Do you stand with France when they, or do you stand
Well,
right
I'll
now
be
with
telling you,
Russia?
Rabbi, what I think
Who
you
else
are.
do you stand with?
You are a Hamas apologist. You're a
I'm not.
Hamas
I hate
apologist.
Hamas. I think Hamas again needs to be brought to justice and
You're a
brought up on
Hamas
war
apologist.
crimes.
And the
He
fact
just
that
likes
there's
to see
one
that's the problem. He
hostage
wants to sit there and put whatever he thinks
I
in your
believe
mouth.
that Hamas needs to be brought up on war crimes in court in front of the International Judicial Court.
be saying Israel should be doing everything it can to get every single hostage back, no matter what,
including
they can do to get them back.
I
murdering
will not
women
ever-
and children. Do you know how
I will
sick
not
you sound?
ever say that anyone, no matter what country they are, should be bombing innocent civilians. I will never say that. That would go against everything I know about Judaism and our understanding of halakha and just common humanity.
So if Hamas goes into civilian areas, how are you supposed to?
I would be angry about that too.
They are.
Pekuach Nefesh
They're in
is
hospitals.
about everyone.
They're in schools.
Pekuach Nefesh is all about everyone. It isn't just about
how do you
Jews.
get
It isn't
Hamas
just
out?
about
How do you get
Palestinians.
Hamas out of civilian areas?
He's not here to listen, Rabbi.
I mean, she's providing no answers.
I'm so tired of hearing him. He just wants to put whatever he wants into your mouth without.
No, and that's okay. I mean, generally, I like it when people ask my permission before they put things in my mouth, especially if they're men. I don't really. I'm gay, so I don't really enjoy men trying to put things in my mouth.
They can
It's
put
not.
it in
It's
my
not my
mouth.
vibe. But I'm sure that Dugald, like Benny, you can take my light work if you'd like. I don't know how more clear I can say about this. The halakha is very clear. If it was just my interpretation, there wouldn't be so many rabbis and so many Israelis that are saying ceasefire. If it was just a matter of going and get the hostages and be done with it, there wouldn't be so many of us doing that. I mean, Jewish people get free health care. What about the USA? Okay, so then fight for the USA to do that. That's a weird. That is a weird equivalent.
He don't undo Rabbi Hannah. She didn't do that.
I have nothing to do with that at all. If you have an issue with that, fight here in the United States for it. Oh, you're right. I'm
You're
so
right,
sorry.
Dan.
I'm so sorry, Dan.
I don't
but
necessarily
Pekuach
want those in my
Nefesh-
mouth either.
Pekuach Nefesh is very clear. We are allowed to break every other law in the preservation of life. And the minute that Bibi said that called all of Palestinians, not Hamas, called everyone in the Gaza Strip Amalek, that was a signal to every Jewish person that he intends to wipe every one of them out. Because we are called to wipe out Amalek in every generation. I'm sure he looks like a thumb and probably smells like used cooking oil. So you're absolutely right. You probably want none of that.
Feel bad for his
But
wife.
that's the thing.
If she's yelling at him, it's because of the way he acts up here. Then I feel bad for his wife. Why is she married?
Oh, I love you, Archaeodeath. I don't have bagpipes to play over the Guess Who and don't mix. I love you. So that's the problem. Is what I know of Jewish law. I mean, I'm only again been a Jew for 50 years. Is that yes, Israel exists. That's a dumb fucking subject. It just does. Whether or not what could have been done wasn't, and now here we are. Yes, hostages need to be returned. Yes, Bibi needs to be brought to justice on war charges of being a war criminal. Yes, Hamas needs to be brought to justice on charges of being war criminals. I'm not exactly sure what the issue here is, except I don't understand how it's a horrifying thing to say, I don't know, in the immortal words of Superman, people are dying. It doesn't matter what side you're on. When you can look and see children who have no choice in where they're born, they have no choice in what they are going to do. They have no choice in what is happening to them. You can see them being unalived and you can dance in the streets for it. And I don't care who it is, whether it's an Israeli child, a Palestinian child, a Brazilian child, an American child. If you can celebrate that, then you need to go back to your God and ask for a different set of morality.
Right. The answers are simple. What bothered me is we kept wanting to focus on October 7th. Nobody said that October 7th was a good thing.
Exactly.
But he wanted to ignore everything before October 7th, which Israel
Jewish
has been...
people don't care about what, Sam? You say Jewish people don't care anymore. They just say it boldly. So I would like to know what you mean by that. And because I'm a Jew.
Like, did y'all hear how he brushed off what I talked about September 13th?
Mm-hmm. He didn't even acknowledge it. Didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even want to find out why those Palestinians were unalive. But
I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out, Petty. Somebody said we're saying it really loud now and we don't care about it, and I'm not exactly sure. I mean, yes, there is a great big difference between the nation state of Israel and Jewish people. And if you think Israel represents Jewish people,
agreed, Dan.
No.
Agreed.
That would be like, does the USA, the USA government represent U.S. citizens?
Yeah. Right. Something. Are you over 21? Sorry, we've been kind of going off on a tangent. Are you over 21?
No, you're quite all right. I am 22.
Perfect. And what do you want to come up with?
This is very nice to. So sorry. I was just wanted to say to Rabbi, you're just handling this so well, and I know that even just as someone in the LGBT community and as somebody that people tend to believe in my area and such, that I am in agreement with them and they don't speak up a lot. It is very nice to hear from a proud, strong woman this calm.
Yes,
and
I am
intellect.
definitely that. You know what? Right now it's because I'm hopped up on the goofballs. I remembered to take my meds today. And so I'm a little like, I'm on the calm side today. Generally, I as I mentioned to him, respect is given when it's earned. And if you remain respectful, I will. But trust me, especially Dugald, Benny, and Oblivion here know that I'm not the one. Like, I believe only God can judge, but I'll make the goddamn appointment.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Leave me
it's
outside.
just terrifying.
Catch me outside.
Terrifying. I don't know how he can sit there and talk about people like that. Even just the way
he's not in it.
I know. And I don't know how on earth. I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, his poor wife. Oh,
What's funny?
my
Christian,
God.
one of Christian's favorite thing to ask me is like, what happens if you die and you find out God's real? I said, me and him.
I'll hit him.
Yeah, I will happily meet him outside.
Literally.
I already
will fight
have
him.
I have a 4-page manifesto of what I would do if Yahweh actually exists and I were to unalive and meet him.
I would fight him, and I would also rejoin Jeff from Interspecies. Right.
I will literally give you the file.
And I will rejoin my efforts with Jeff from Interspecies to collect his head.
The thing for me is, I believe very much in the Shoah. God was put on trial, and of course he lost the trial. And there is I think it's in Birkenau. There's a scrawling on the wall that somebody said, "If there is a God, he will have to beg forgiveness from me." And I am a person who, as they know, I will fight God in my backyard. So generally when men like the gentleman who was up here, they get really boldened and they say all these things. My first thought is, if I'm not afraid to punch God, I'm certainly not afraid of some fucking guy in Ohio.
That's amazing because I am from Ohio. I love that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love that. No, I love that because I feel that need every day.
Well,
I walk out of
technically
my
I'm from
house.
Kentucky, but I live in Ohio.
It's kind of a split. So right now there are about 8.5 million people in Israel, and over the world there are 15.7 million Jews. So there is a lot of concentration of Jews there. But yeah, I mean, we're not a monolith.
Right. And on top of that, like, the attachment people have to Israel is weird to me because it's not even the same Israel as in the book. Anyway.
No, I mean, and they forget, like, the people are like, oh, Israel, but Palestinians, if you have to go back 2,000 years to say we have a genetic connection to the land, so do Palestinians. Like, it's literally like we come from the same place. It's very weird to me.
Right. And the place of where it's, if I'm not mistaken, the current Israel is like south of where the original Israel is, right?
You know what? I actually am not sure. I've never had a desire to go to Israel. I don't, I'm a gay brown Jew. Like, I love being Jewish, but Israel would not want me.
No.
And I've just never had that pull. I'm indigenous to Turtle Island, and that's where my pull is. I guarantee you that was a man who was getting lubed up, getting his anus lubed up for some guy he met on Tinder. Sorry.
And you know what they say? Every single time there's a Trump rally or Republican rally, Grindr servers literally crash.
Oh, it's Grindr. Yes, it's Grindr. I'm sorry, Grindr.
And they have had to be, and every year that the RNC, when it does happen, they beef up their hardware, their servers, their satellite, all the things. They beef it up, and every year they still crash the motherfucker.
They do. And unfortunately, on that, I do need to step down. I told my daughter I would take her to the park. And so that is next. I finished up the first class for like the cosmology of the ancient Canaanites and like its deep roots in ancient biblical text. So I have to get that. Hopefully I can get that recorded tonight.
All right.
So thank you as always for allowing me to join. Like I said, today they're lucky I took my meds and I was in a much better mood than usual. Have a good day, guys.
Bye. Thanks, Rabbi.
Bye.
I keep like getting sidetracked. I'm so sorry. Bye, Rabbi.
So I looked. Israel today only occupies a portion of the same geographic region as the ancient biblical land of Israel. They are significantly different in location, even though they do share. It's kind of like a Venn diagram. They share just a small section of where they actually used to be versus where they are today. It's not even the same Israel. It's not even the same place. It's not even the same place. And if we're going to go back 2,000 years for the Israelites, then does that mean that white people now have to leave America because we haven't been here for that long?
Well, they won't say that.
Hey, Cedar.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Hi, Benny.
Hi, Cedar. I assume you all know each other, so I'm going to assume you're over 21 and you're not a Christian or a MAGA.
I am not a Christian or MAGA, and no, I'm 30. I was going to ask Rabbi a question, and now she's gone.
I'm sorry.
She's still in chat, I think.
Yeah, and she's either still in chat or if you want, she's still there. She's still there.
Well, I'm sure it would require more than like the chat length. No, I wanted to ask her about like.
You offered to come back up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. I'm as long as you don't mind noises while I'm getting like settled on during it. By all means, ask away.
No, I wanted to know if you could clarify for me the whole idea of like Israel as struggle. So like the struggle with God.
We wrestle with God, you mean?
Yeah. So I'm in a chaplaincy course, so right, it's kind of my duty to know a little bit about a lot of religions. And I thought that was like a very beautiful thing, like struggling with like not being kind of.
Oh yeah, we'll beat his ass in our backyards. he can pull up to a Denny's parking lot.
My favorite thing she says is that her hands are rated E for Elohim.
Yeah, I have Elohim tattooed on my right hand, so my hands are in fact rated E for Elohim.
Yeah. No, I wish that was something that like a lot of people would adopt, that idea of like struggling instead of just accepting, like really going down.
That comes from the text itself, you know. So Jacob wrestles with God all night. You know, God has to cheat and hit him in the hip, and he still holds him down. And he's like, hey, the sun is coming up. You have to let me go. And he's like, I'm not going to let you go until you give me a blessing. To which the blessing is, I will now call you Israel. For you have struggled with God, wrestled with God and man, and you have prevailed. So the idea of wrestling with God comes from this narrative in the text. And Jews understand that as a profound need to not just accept. We come out of the womb asking why, and show me where you got that. And every year, every day, we are wrestling with what the text means, where we find ourselves in the universe, what are we supposed to be doing, what does it mean when we're supposed to repair the world, what does that look like, and if I have to defend God, then that is not God. Right. The text is full of beautiful things, but it's also filled with abhorrent things, like atrocities. And we have our patriarchs who are telling God, hey, you suck. So if Abraham can say, will not the Lord of justice do right? And Moses can say, hey, if you're going to act like this, I want to be erased from memory. You know, then we have to understand that our covenantal relationship with God is once in a while going, hey, you're kind of being a fucko right now. What's up with that? But we also don't have the relationship with God that Christianity does. That the understanding that I have of Christianity is it's kind of a worship process. It's kind of we prostrate ourselves in front of this creator and thank everything and hope we're good in the hopes that we are good enough to be able to have the right to enter into heaven. We don't have that. The Jewish belief is that we are partners in creation with God every moment of every day. Like right now, I am partnering with God. I am partnering with God right now as we're having this discussion, because that is what creation is about. We're told, we are to be stewards of the earth. We have the Torah. It is no longer in heaven, and it is for us to figure out what that means. Like the Torah my parents gave me will not be the Torah that I give to my children. And that is part of that continuous foundation of always wrestling with the text, continuing this argumentative, kind of stylized conversations we have that we literally call argument for the sake of heaven. We don't worship God. We revere, but we also understand that we are partners. Our covenantal relationship with God is not one where we get on our knees, but one where we get to work.
And they recognize that he has foibles, he has problems, he has
a lot,
issues.
Man. He could use some really deep therapy.
He's got daddy issues.
Oh, so many.
Like Elle is not giving him the proper attention.
Seriously. Like I have a very good friend who says, like, I just want to picture the Archangel Michael going, okay, now tell me on the doll where daddy hurt you.
Right. Hold on a second. God damn it.
Your question?
Yeah. No, I only have like cursory knowledge of Judaism, so that was something I came across and I was like, I like that. That was just like something I really liked, was like this world religion, part of its tenets being like pushing for questioning, pushing for that struggle. I do have one other question, and
absolutely.
That's so Israel, not in the terms of like the area, the geopolitical.
You mean the people?
Boundary. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Is like, is it correct / appropriate to refer to Jewish people as Israel, even in diaspora? Like, are they?
Yes.
Like they are collectively Israel.
Where I am right now is Israel, because Am Yisrael Hai means Israel lives, but it means the people, not a piece of land. So where I am is Israel because I am a Jew in the diaspora and I am a part of Israel. Where Jews are in Brazil, they are Am Ha Yisrael because they are Jews that exist. Anywhere where Jews exist is Israel because Israel is the people. Now, we were called a nation, but that nation is supposed to symbolize the actual people who are a part of this people group in this covenantal relationship with God. So while we are called Israel, it does not necessarily mean the land, and it certainly doesn't mean land that was man-made, given by men. We're not supposed to be back. We're supposed to be out in the diaspora, according to Jewish theology, until the Moshiach comes, and then the Moshiach will gather us all to this place called Israel.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that from, I think he was a Hasidic rabbi.
Yes, that is very much a Hasidic notion. But I'm Sephardic, so we don't have we don't have denomination, so it's just a notion. But generally, people will hear that more from Hasidic people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think his wording was something like, we are in oath-bound sacred diaspora or oath-bound sacred dispersion or something like that. But yeah, I've heard that. That's all I wanted to ask you. So
I'm happy to. I'm happy to answer. I generally tell people I don't know what other religions lose from questioning.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe in a God that to question is going to get angry, then how small is that God? When somebody asks me about slavery in the text, I say, yeah, it exists. I'm not here to explain it away. I'm not here to make light of it. I'm not here to make it seem like it was less than abhorrent than it is. God could have said, don't own your human beings, other human beings, and he didn't. Why? Because he's a dick. That's why. Like, I'm not here to make excuses for God. If he needs that, then he's not God. He can fix his own shit.
Yeah.
But but nobody loses anything from having these questions. And I'm still at my big old age unsure why there is so much Christian doctrine that says you just obey. You're just supposed to obey. Like, I don't listen to my mama. You think I'm going to listen to some guy from 2,000 years ago? Like, it's not happening.
Yeah, Christianity and Islam are the only ones who really have this recruitment. I mean, some other ones do, but that's more of the extremists and those sects who might. But Christianity and Islam as a whole, though, they all have this major recruitment drive. That's not.
Oh no, you don't want to be a Jew,
right? No,
absolutely not.
Everybody else is like, no.
We just want to be left the hell alone.
Right.
Like,
they're all
okay.
like, no, this is ours.
We're good.
We don't need you. We're good.
We're good. You're never, and I know you guys have heard it so much. You're never going to see a Jew Cedar knocking on your door saying, "Have you heard the good word of Moses?"
Never.
We're just not going to do that.
At all.
And if you ask us, "Hey, I want to be a Jew," no, you don't. Trust me, no, you don't. You don't want to marginalize yourself. We'll come up with all kinds of things. It isn't for you. Trust me, it isn't for you. We don't believe that we're the only way. We don't believe we have the lock on truth. That is not a Jewish theological understanding. We believe everybody has the job given to them by God, and we're all trying to do that.
Casey, you're up here, babe.
All right. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions. I'll let you go.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, as always, Rabbi.
As always.
Well, I'm here a little bit. My wife is making my daughter some food right at the moment.
Can you do some people in the chat on the YouTube a favor here? This might be a little much, though, so if you don't feel comfortable answering.
No, ask away. I didn't know we were on the YouTube.
So
now I feel really
the
old
discussion
when I say
of
that.
whether or not a woman could be a rabbi came up, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I was just saying that, like, if you are listening to Rabbi Hannah right now, she's explaining that the Jewish faith wrestles with the text. There is
no text. So the thing is when somebody says, can women be rabbis? They are not looking at the text of the Tanakh, because if they were, they would understand Deborah. Deborah is one of the first women, or is the first woman that was able to give out
Oh yeah,
law
she was a
code.
judge.
And
wasn't
she was a judge. Well, yeah, she was there to provide law code. And we have Torah scholars. We have women like Miriam, who was gifted the right to go through the Red Sea first, and with her timbrel and sing and dance. We have a lot of women who were in these positions. This idea women cannot be rabbis is a notion that is rooted in deep misogynistic and patriarchal undertones. There is nothing about my having a uterus that keeps me from understanding the text of the Torah, the Tanakh, the Targum, the Mishnah, the Gemara. None of that is predicated on whether or not I have a uterus.
Right. And so would it be fair that if I said, saying a woman cannot be a rabbi is a sexist statement?
It absolutely is. Now, I know within Ashke Jewry, there are some women in the Orthodox sector that are becoming rabbis. There's a yeshiva that is dedicated to Orthodox women called Yeshiva Maharat. I know in ultra-Orthodox and Hasidic still, there is no room for women rabbis, because they still very much believe tradition, and the tradition, and that's what it is. It's not based in the Tanakh. It's based in tradition, and the basis is this idea that because women were we were created second, that we are holier, and we are closer to God's ideal. Thereby, we have the Torah written on our heart, so we don't have to study it, whereas men are more aggressive and all of these things, and so they need to study Torah every day to remind them how to behave in the world. But that even gets kind of flipped on its ear to well, you can't read the Torah. But why not?
Right.
In fact, the obligation for procreation, which is often always is used, is women's greatest gift is to give birth. Well, the obligation to have children is on men. The obligation to have children is not on women. Men are commanded to have children. Women have no such commandment.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, the person that was making a fuss,
yeah,
has been trying to quote Corinthians, I think, where they were trying to say like a woman can't lead a church, and I was like, well, now you're talking.
Oh yeah, so I'm a Jew. I don't care what First Corinthians says. I don't care what First Timothy says. None of the New Testament applies to Judaism whatsoever. So if you're looking at a rabbi who happens to be a woman, understand that anything in the New Testament we don't care about. Like, in fact, the only time we think about Jesus is when somebody asks us really about Jesus.
Right.
Past that, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, I don't know where. Oh, they're trying to say in Genesis, it was said that, I don't think it says that women should not rule over men. It says women shall desire men. And
yeah, so the thing is, he's using Genesis 3:15. So 3:15 says your desire shall be toward your husband and he shall rule over you. The problem is that when people read that in English, they believe that means men are above women in all things, when really, quite frankly, all it's talking about is sex. Honest to God, all it is talking about that your desire physically will be towards your husband, and it is him that will be over you sexually. It has nothing to do with the rest of your life.
Right.
I think it's hysterical that
Hebrew.
most of the Bible, including the Old Testament, like the entire thing is mostly just one big sex manual.
I mean, it is, and honestly, I think that's part of Christianity's issue, is that Judaism is very pro healthy, like, relationships. We're very much like, what makes you happy as long as you both are consenting, play on. Like, there's a joke that says, man comes to his rabbi and says, Rabbi, can I have my wife on the table? He says, absolutely. Does it make you both happy? Do it. Can I have my wife on the couch? Absolutely. Okay, can I have my wife on the stove? Sure. Can I have my wife standing up? No, because it'll lead to mixed dancing. See, if you were Jews, you'd find that funny.
Sorry, I was trying to because I think that you are a very good source of information, and
Thank you.
I think that you make a lot.
See,
of
Petty
sense.
got it.
She's one of my she's one of my favorite TikTokers.
Yeah, you have helped me understand the Jewish tradition so much, and I appreciate that so much, because I think with knowledge is power, and with the knowledge of other cultures, you have the power to become friendly with those other cultures.
Yeah, I was never the person who thought I would be doing this. I was always like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this. Interfaith work kind of stinks. I'm not doing it. But then God went, bet. And now this is mostly what I do. God went, ha, 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 you're funny. And then
I find it beautiful, honestly.
I've actually come to enjoy it quite a bit. Obviously not when I'm talking to people who are just like, you can't be a rabbi and what do you know? Or, that kind of thing. Or generally the one I get is when I'm in a room with a colleague of mine who's either has a doctorate in the same field or is another rabbi but are male. My colleagues have pointed out, wait a minute, you didn't ask me for my credentials. You didn't ask, but you did ask Rabbi Hannah. What's up with that?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of that sometimes.
Yeah, I get, you and I have talked about this in DMs before. I get very triggered when people start asking those things, because it's like, no, I'm not going to allow somebody to just invalidate somebody's whole career and, work.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been doing this for 30 years. I mean, not rabbinics. Rabbinics, actually, I'm coming up. Oh, tomorrow is my anniversary of being ordained, and I was, so let's see, 9 years? Yeah, 9 years.
Congratulations.
Tomorrow I was ordained as rabbi.
Uh-huh. So, is there, an event for that, or?
No, I'll get up and do the same job I was doing today and just be like, woohoo! Yeah.
Well, congrats either way.
Thank you.
That's a landmark.
Thank you. I don't know if anybody on your YouTube has any other, on the YouTube, because I have to sound like an old fogey. If anybody on the YouTube has any other questions, my wife is making food for my daughter, so it'll be after that. Then I am going to take her to the park and we're going to jump, run, and do all the things. Yeah, the patriarchy gets triggered pretty easy when they see, and I've always worried in part of my Hebrew that it just comes down to men worried that I have a bigger dick than them. The thing is I do, and if they just accepted that at the outset, they'd be fine.
Benny, read her what Melissa Bradley over on YouTube said.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to do that. So actually, the people that they said they like her and that she's really nice and she is really knowledgeable and very funny. She's helped me come to terms with myself.
She says, tell her.
Tell her Mimi says congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, Mazel! I told Rabba, thank you. I appreciate that. Wow, it never is lost on me when somebody says I helped them. I'm like, I'm just a schmuck. Like I'm just a schmuck out here trying to do the best I can with what time I've got.
Okay, could be anybody is trying to. I don't know what you're trying to do, dude.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
I think it's because we other Christians or something. It's this Christian persecution complex. It's like, oh, you defend.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think Christianity has a great deal of really beautiful ritual and really beautiful doctrine, but I feel the same way about Judaism. But you add people and you're going to fuck it all to hell.
Yeah.
And that includes Judaism. I love Judaism. It's beautiful, but you add people to it. Like, I'm ideologically opposed to Ben Shapiro every day of the week, twice on Sunday. But he is a Jew.
Good point.
I don't know if anybody knows.
Well
this,
said.
People ruin everything.
Oh, yeah. You add people and fuck it. If you just had it on paper, it'd be fine. But the minute you add people, it's like, well, we are going to find all the ways we can screw this over.
Yeah, and I guess like what was triggering me was like it's not so much the like Christianity part, it's just like how people like derive this like sexism or bigotry from the Christianity based off of a misunderstanding of the like scriptures. It's just if you don't know what you're talking about, then you probably should be making conclusions off of it is my big thing.
Now, there's a funny thing that happened in Thinkers Live last night where this woman was trying to explain to Thinker that she was learning Paleo Hebrew. And of course, Thinker is like, to what end? Like, what would be the reason for this? And she was like, I don't know. I'm still just learning it. And I'm like, there's nothing in Paleo Hebrew is a font. It's like a script.
Right.
It's not a spoken language. It's a script. And so both of us are trying to explain this. And I'm like, oh, I figured it out. So apparently there is a the 1611 KJV Bible that has been translated specifically into Paleo Hebrew. And I'm like, why? But apparently it has been. And I'm like,
wait,
KJV isn't even translated correctly in the first place. And then you're going to put it into Paleo Hebrew. Does that include the New Testament, which was originally written in Greek, or like what is happening?
Yeah, that's so wild.
Going back and forth with it, it's not going to help it any.
Well,
no, it was wild. It was very strange. And Thinker was just like, you don't even know what you're doing. It's a script. It's literally a font. There is no such thing as speaking it. It was just a written, like, diagrams to show and show you things, but you didn't speak it.
Right.
Yeah, it was such an interesting combo.
Can I introduce myself?
Ivan, are you over 21?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm from Michigan too.
All right. Which one did you want to talk about?
All right. Wait, so when you say like MAGA / US Christians, like does that like include all of the United States, like no matter your party?
Yeah, because overwhelmingly Christians voted for Trump. Some of them were not all Republicans.
Okay. Well, I'm a US Christian, but I didn't vote for Trump.
Then that's good. And I know quite a few that haven't, and that's good. But overwhelmingly Christians are a big part of his base.
Sure. All right. So I see one of the questions, why do you support Christian nationalism? So I'm actually an Iraqi immigrant. I'm a Christian, so I had to flee Islamic persecution in my home country. And then the United States, so like I felt safe here because you have freedom of religion here, right?
Well, we do.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, so I enjoy like my rights here compared to my home country. So I support Christian nationalism because I believe in a state where Christians are free to like, how do I put this? Like,
support Muslim nationalism. Would you support Sharia law here in America?
Jewish nationalism.
Well, I would say
Jewish nationalism.
Well, Muslim nationalism and Sharia law, are they like interconnected?
Not necessarily.
I mean, you are the one that ran from the Muslim country, aren't you?
Yeah, I was forced out because I'm a Christian. That's why.
May I ask a question, sir?
Sure.
What do you understand Christian nationalism to be? Like could you explain to me what you think Christian nationalism is?
A government a government ran off Christian values.
Okay. So here's the thing. You said you love being here in the United States because you have freedom of religion.
Yep.
So if you have freedom of religion in the United States, but then you're a Christian nationalist, what you're actually saying is, I like that I have freedom of religion, and I would like no one else outside of Christians to have freedom of religion.
Are you saying that Christian nationalism would undermine other religions?
Yes. I mean,
literally what it would do.
And I'll give you a really good example.
Okay.
So obviously I'm a Jew. So in Judaism, the Jewish theology teaches that AB is not only allowed, but sometimes needed to protect the life of the carrying parent. Okay, so are you with me so far? Judaism does not have a, life starts at conception. We don't have that. That's not a part of Jewish theology. That is a part of a great many Christian doctrine, though, that life begins at conception. And so in any case, AB is terrible. So if, for some reason, the entire country was based in Christian nationalism and then said no one can have an AB, that is now trampling on the freedom of expression of the religion of every Jew in the U.S.
Okay. So nationalism, like, based off any theology, would undermine every other faith?
That's why this country was founded with secularism. We shall make no law regarding the practice of religion, meaning we are not here to tell anyone. In fact, the founding fathers were escaping religious persecution when they were in the middle of founding the United States. So it is founded on the idea that anyone can come here and practice whatever religion that they believe in freely and without being harmed for it.
Okay, because I don't believe in like undermining like other faiths. I just believe in the traditional values that because you could say I'm a traditionalist, because I would believe that a Christian nationalist nation would like uphold traditional values.
But why do you get to decide what traditional values are? So the traditional values
I'm just saying, like,
you
the
live
common,
by, sir. No, there is no such thing. The traditional values that you live by are completely set, a completely different set of traditional values than by what I live by. But both of us would say our values are traditional, but they're traditional according to our separate communities.
Okay, are you when you say you're Jewish, like by ethnicity or by faith?
There's no difference. Judaism is an ethno-religion. If you are a Jew, you are a part of the ethnicity and a part of the religion because they are not separated.
Oh, no, because I know some Jews, they say they are atheist.
Yeah, but you can be an atheist and be a Jew. If you're asking me if I believe if I'm a theist, that's a completely different question.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. So you would say our quote unquote traditional values would differ a lot?
Yes.
Okay. Is yours influenced by the Talmud or the Torah, or kind of want more insight?
A lot of things. So our understanding of theology and our morality is derived from a continuing tradition of wrestling with the text and understanding that the law, if it does not bend, it will break. So in that means that what you would consider traditional, we would maybe not, like the thing about AB. Whereas Christian doctrine and traditional Christian understanding might say that because life in our image begins at conception, then that's what we have to go by. Judaism's traditional morality would say that's not remotely true, so we don't follow that. And we would say that's our tradition. So there's been 2,000 years of difference between the development of Christianity and the ongoing development of Judaism.
Okay.
So there is no such thing as Judeo-Christian values. There are Jewish values and there are Christian values.
Yeah, so I didn't really get a clear answer. Is your traditional values influenced heavily by the Talmud or not?
I just mentioned that it's influenced by everything, but if this is a gotcha moment, it's not going to work.
I'm not even arguing. What do you mean gotcha moment?
Well, generally when people say, is it influenced by the Talmud, it's because they want to bring up some page out of a 10,000 page set of books that is abhorrent, which
What
we
page is
as
that?
Jews already fucking know. There's a plenty of them that have some really awful text in them. That doesn't mean that we have to follow really awful text.
Man, it was a simple question. You made it
And
complicated.
I answered it for you. You just don't like.
Not really. You didn't give a clear answer. You can't say yes or no.
It's not my problem that you don't understand. I'm responsible for what I say, not what you hear.
Oh, really? Because you just go on like a yap fest and you refuse to answer the question, actually.
You're really exposing the traditional Christian values that you have, sir.
All you told me was that, oh yeah, they're very different. Okay, are they influenced by the Talmud or not?
I told you they're influenced
You give
by
me like
everything.
a very vague answer.
If you would have
I
been
explained
listening,
it. They're influenced
hey,
by
stop.
everything.
If you'd have been listening, Ivan, she even answered that question. You chose not to listen.
Oh no, I was listening.
Our
No, you weren't.
traditional values are predicated on everything that every book that we have, the
Everything.
Torah, the Tanakh, the Talmud, the Mishnah.
There we go. The Talmud. There we go.
The Mishnah, the Gemara. So hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books and 2,000 years of argumentation that we still argue over.
If I may,
still argue.
Ivan, do you think those two books are the only books in Jewish tradition that exist?
No.
Well, the Talmud is
Already.
125 books.
Right.
All right. And also, secondly, like Ivan, because you brought up traditional values, here's a question: do you think it is okay? And there's a reason why I'm going to bring this up too. Do you think it's okay for one man to have multiple wives?
No.
Do you think it's okay for one woman to have multiple husbands?
No.
Okay, well, everything you just advocated for had that. So,
I'm sorry, your voice was like pretty low.
so everything that you were advocating for from the book has all that. You know that, right?
What book? Oh, in the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. So was that in the Old Testimony or New Testimony? Can you like specify?
All right, thanks, Benny.
Testament. And also on top of that, nothing in the New Testament says you can't have more than one wife or more than one husband. And that's why I'm asking you, like, in your traditional values, why is it wrong for a person to have more than one wife or more than one husband?
Well,
Do you understand the point of the New
you
Testament?
can't have more than one husband. There's nowhere in any of the texts that says you can have more than one husband, but you can have more than one wife.
Yep.
Okay,
more
so
than
you're
one wife was dealing with the text. I'm just talking about in general. Like when you say enforces traditional values, and I'm like,
okay. So you're quoting stuff from the Old Testimony, which actually has no direct influence. It does not directly speak for the words of Christ. Because do you even understand why Christ even came?
Yeah, the new covenant was just so that you no longer have to carry the book around. He put the law on your heart instead. If you still are under the same old laws, you're supposed to still be following Jewish traditions.
Also, on top of that, Ivan, you didn't
Jewish
answer my
traditions
question.
such as what?
Also, Ivan, you didn't answer my question.
Which is what?
Why is it wrong to have
613
more than-
commandments of the Old Testament.
Yeah, like why is it wrong? Why is it wrong to have more than one wife or more than one husband?
Because it promotes promiscuous behavior.
Based on what?
That's what in the definition, promiscuous.
No, I'm asking you what evidence actually what evidence actually exists that says that it promotes promiscuity?
Do you even know the definition of promiscuity?
I know what the definition of promiscuity is. That's why I'm asking you where in having more than one wife or more than one husband does it promote promiscuity?
There's already figures in the Old Testimony that had multiple spouses and wives and husbands.
And?
Yeah,
only
so let me
multiple
tell you
wives.
about that actually. In the Old Testimony, it takes place during a fallen world where God actually punishes many people in the Old
You're not
Testimony.
answering my question.
No, I am. You're just not listening.
I am listening.
Do you understand the point of the New Testimony?
Can I just add something really quickly?
Go ahead, Pretty Idol.
I wanted to kind of push back on this idea that Christian nationalism is about freedom of religion and just propping up Christian idealism and beliefs, because the founding of this country says literally the opposite of that. Like people who were people who were brought here and enslaved were literally stripped of their religions. They were stripped of their languages, and they were forced into this Christian belief system for the sole purpose of subjugating them.
Petty Idol, I have a question for you. Who brought those slaves here?
White people.
White slave
Are you
owners.
sure? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, white slave
White
owners.
people. Do you consider Jews white?
Well, I'm Jewish and I'm black.
Oh,
so-
you are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
You know,
on
there
top
were
of that,
many.
because you didn't answer my question, but also
No, I did. You just don't listen.
I did listen, and that's how I know you weren't answering my question. Also, on top of that,
you're muting me.
Name me. Okay, I'm not. But also, again, name me a slave owner who brought in slaves over here, who was Jewish.
There were some Jewish slave owners.
Yeah, that's
it would
literally
be
how I'm Jewish.
it would be disingenuous for any Jew to say there wasn't. There are the majority of those they were Christian. And I'm not exact. I kind of understand where this guy is going. He's about to get really anti-Semitic at any moment.
We'll just let you prove it to us as we go.
Yeah, like you didn't answer my question earlier, and plus you said like people were punished for having multiple wives. I've yet to find that. Also, on top of that, you didn't answer my question. What makes it wrong to have multiple husbands or multiple wives? Never answered that. And then when we get into petty, you went over to a whole different tangent, being like, "Sure, buddy." Like,
I can screen share. Is there a way I can share my screen?
I can't make you do that. That's something you
would have to like turn on your camera and point it to whatever that you're trying.
Oh no,
to
I
share.
got just off my phone, not like a computer screen.
Oh yeah, no.
You have to be you'd have to have,
I can name you
have
like
it somewhere else.
I can name you 15 Jewish families that were directly involved in the transatlantic slave trade.
Didn't I say that?
She just said, if you were listening, which I know you were.
Oh no, I was. I'm just making.
Then what
my
did
point
Rabbi
that.
Hannah say about it? Then what did Rabbi Hannah say about it?
Hold on, I'm just making. Oh yeah,
What
she
did
acknowledged
she
that Jews
say
were
about
involved
it,
in it.
Ivan? What
Yeah,
did
she
she
acknowledged
say?
there was Jewish involvement in that. I'm
Okay.
just making my point that Jews are overrepresented and these heinous problems that have
How are
happened in
they
history.
overrepresented?
How? When I literally
Okay.
said that that's how I'm Jewish. Because the people
You said
who
you were
own-
Jewish and black, like your ethnicity is mixed.
Yes.
No, she both exists as Jew and black in the same time.
Like, is she a religious Jew or ethnic Jew?
Why do you keep saying this? We are an
There's
ethno-religion.
actually a big difference.
There is not a big difference.
Yes, there is.
There is not.
They're an ethno-religion.
Every Jew is an ethno-religious Jew. It is an ethno-religion, which means we are bound by shared culture, ethnicity, ancestry, and language and understanding.
You know, there's many Jews that follow their religion and many that don't. You know that, right?
I'm aware that there are many Jews. There are
That
lots of
doesn't
Jews
change
that are
what she
atheists.
said.
Hold on,
There are many Jews that are
are you a
secular.
religious Jew?
Are you ridiculous? She just said it's also ethnic. So therefore,
Sephardic rabbi.
if she
Yes, I am
has,
Sephardic.
if part of her people don't celebrate her part of the religion anymore, it doesn't change the fact they're still ethnically Jewish.
Hold on, you claim to be a rabbi, but you also preach about Sodom and Gomorrah. You preach about that story?
You are coming from a Christian lens, from an unappropriated religion.
Do you teach about Sodom and Gomorrah?
I just did, right there. Did you not
Oh, really?
understand me?
Yeah, what do you know about Sodom and Gomorrah?
Ish vizakar, lo todalot mishkave isha.
Oh, yeah? What do you know about Sodom and Gomorrah? What do you tell people about that?
I know it's not about what you
I
say.
tell
You're a
them-
sodomite.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have been.
You're a sodomite.
I mean, I have absolutely been, but only when asked to. Generally, you have to pay me for that.
Like, imagine coming up here as a Christian and thinking that you're going to tell a Jewish person what a Jewish
You know
tradition
what?
should be.
You know what I love is
I'm
that
so
Sodom and
used to
Gomorrah.
it, though.
It's in the book that says Sodom and Gomorrah's sin was inhospitality, and their haughtiness and the way they treated people who came into Sodom and Gomorrah. It has nothing to do with being a member of the LGBTQ community. So the other thing is that it's strange to me that when people come in like him and say something like, oh, well, I believe Christian National would be great because I wanted to have freedom of religion. And then the minute it's challenged, they go directly to the I hate all Jews. It would be much easier if you just came in right off the bat and said, by the way, I want Christian nationalism because I hate all Jews. It doesn't matter that I was persecuted in another country for my beliefs. I want to come here and persecute other people for their beliefs because only my beliefs count.
Right.
And if you were asking if I'm a sodomite because you want me to do it to you, you're not my type.
Y'all are so
Where does he
obsessed.
get off saying that there's too much representation there when he's saying the only representation he wants is one religion? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Oh, that's the cabal
What's even
nonsense that
funnier-
we run the world.
What's even funnier is that he
Like what?
seems to think that the majority of the Mayo Sapien Christians that live in this country are going to accept him when the smoke settles.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, and also on top of that, like, I love the fact that they like to say traditional values, yet they're only talking about one particular set of values that don't even exist in the text until
you all. I want to clear that up. I wanted to bring that up before. Thanks for reminding me of that, Oblivion. Actually, you all think that marriage in the fucking Bible is anything like the marriage you all consider today, where there's courtship and love and all this bullshit? No. Nobody was devoting their hearts to each other in front of their friends and family and joyous fare. It was oftentimes a deal between a bridegroom and the bride's dad over some shekels, goats, and goddamn cattle. I'm about to wrap up, Rabbi Hunter. Thank you for coming anyway. So you all got to get over this bullshit about one man, one woman. Because in the Bible, it was more than one man, or one man and more than a whole bunch of women. And as far as women were concerned, they were considered 3/5 of a person. So where do y'all think the 3/5 rule for black people came from when slavery?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Also, on top of that, again, he never
motherfucking
answered
Bible.
my question because my question was specific. Why is having more than one wife and more than one husband wrong? He said it promotes promiscuity. And I'm like, okay, how? Based on what? And he's like, did you not just hear me? I said it promotes promiscuity. He never answered the question.
Y'all hear that? Look, Ichigo says 3/5 rule did not come from the Bible. The fuck it didn't.
Yes, it did.
If we have a mod in here, Ichigo just basically told Rabbi Hana to shut her bitch ass mouth. He said SYB. You know the phrase.
That's good to know. It's gone.
I think someone should start asking Christian nationalists if they're Christian by ethnicity.
Because I damn sure know they ain't.
Also, as a nerd and an otaku, I don't claim this person who's using Ichigo. We don't claim him.
What's bad is I've seen an Ichigo in the community, so that just hurts their identity.
Oh my. Thank you for letting me up. I just wanted to come up and push back against this idea that America was founded on freedom of religion and all the BS that he was talking about. So thanks for letting me up. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Thanks for coming. All right, you guys, I am going to go ahead and wrap it up myself. I have a FaceTime date with my partner that I cannot wait to get on. So I appreciate you all. Love you all. I will see you again another day. Bye. Actually, I'll be live again on Thursday. There we go. Bye.
How many days goes by before any kind of intimacy takes place? Is that important in the slightest bit to you?
It's not at all.